Just wait for to fire up the recording.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Okay. So, last time on Curse of the Crimson Throne, you all did decide to side with the female Arcana. My own character's names now. She's got two, so give me a break.
Yamada was her real name, I believe.
Yeah, Vamanda. Yes.
Yeah.
Amanda Arcona. She, you teamed up with her in a brutal backstabbing move against her brother, but ultimately it was to save your own skins and that of the Seneschal of Castle Corvosa, Neolandus Calipopolis, who you had come to rescue from the clutches of Glorio Arcona. In the midst of all of this, you discovered the true nature of the Arconas, that they are all Rakshasas, sort of native outsiders, demons of the native plane who are pure incarnations of evil. You managed to make your escape with Neolandus and Varric Van Kaskirken, a Corvosan guard you had foiled early on in the campaign. But Blackjack, also known Niccolo Orsini, a longtime ally of yours since Book 1, did die to the clutches of a crab claw, a giant reef claw, which had shorn him in two. But having escaped with Neolandus and exited the confines of the city, he explained to you the information for which you had all been waiting to hear. What exactly had happened to make the queen go crazy mode, for lack of a better term? What made her become so evil after she picked up the crown? Neolandus revealed to you information that he had learned, that the castle was once occupied by Shoanti, who kept a relic safe from within, a relic of a warlord that once ruled over Varesia by the name of a dark herald of Zon-Kuthon.
Can you go back to his name? You cut out.
Kazevan.
Thank you. It was literally for just his name.
Yeah, my bad.
No.
So, his malignant influence overcame the queen's own will, and she has been doing more or less his bidding from beyond the grave. However, the true history of both the warlord and the artifact itself were lost with the Shoanti that were deposed upon the arrival of the Chilaxian immigrants. So, now he wants you, the party, to venture into the Cinderlands and learn that knowledge, find the location of his ancient stronghold, Castle Scarwall, and find what is needed to defeat this malignant force.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was most of it.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I'm fiddling around with elephants, but other than that,
maybe just the one elephant.
yeah.
Sooner or later, we did have to deal with that elephant in the room.
This is true.
Yes. And you did deal with the elephant in the room. Puffed it back into a statue that I I don't know if one of you picked it up. Maybe check your inventories. Otherwise, I think you just left it with Vamanda with everything in
I'm
it.
pretty sure that we just left
Well,
it.
I remember last session I asked if we would have had a chance to grab anything from the room, but you said that she wouldn't have really allowed us to, so I didn't really push it. So
We know to start looting everything that's not nailed down now. We're going to an abandoned haunted castle. We're not going to leave any stone unturned. I would like to say
we're not
for
stealing from someone's house anymore. We're just stealing from, someone's tomb.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
archaeology now.
Yeah, grave robbing is the oldest profession in the book.
listen, I'm from the Chelish Empire. We're basically the British, so we're covered.
Yeah, and any merchandise that's in a old haunted castle needs to be put back into circulation by us selling it for profit.
If they truly want to see it again, they can come to my house, and if they survive the death traps, then they can look at it from a glass case.
The bard
find your
hands
front
each
door.
of us safari hats and say,
Fifth element.
yeah. Say, take away anything you want.
Remember, it's
Look what
salvaging
we
a
have
culture.
discovered.
Remember, it's salvaging a culture if we just kill the natives first.
All right. For
It's a
my
bad problem
question,
with us taking these things.
I will ask you guys, out of character question, who is your favorite villain you fought so far? Because you've built up a little bit of a rogues gallery.
Probably
If we want to
Rolf.
review the ones you've defeated so far. Yeah, we have Rolf, the child of Gadrin, the man who started this whole campaign, who you assassinated in the very first episode. We have Dr. Reiner Davalis. You guys didn't really talk to him too much. I doubt many will be saying him, but he was the doctor for the cult of Urgathoa that helped spread the plague across the land. We
The
have
one that we did advanced interrogation techniques on. Huh?
Lady Andazen, who revealed herself at the end of book 2 to be the true ringleader behind the cult of Urgathoa. Pilt Swaswell, who's still kicking around old Corvosa. You guys retrieved the artist from his lair. And Ramoska Arkminos, the man you met in book 2 at the very end when you were going through the Temple of Urgathoa. He was the one you made the dark deal with, selling away the peasant with the ocarina for, I can't quite remember right now, but yeah, the research notes, I think.
Well, for the meme,
yes,
I would like to say the Adiog.
He's still down
Okay,
there.
that's an acceptable answer. The audio.
Did we ever? I don't think we actually ever killed that one.
No, I think that
Nope.
one's still around.
Those were-rats that Pope talked to that he hasn't found a home for. We're gonna come back and they're like riding Adiogs into battle.
Look, I have a feeling we're about to find their home. We're going to clear out this castle, and I'm setting up a rat empire.
You want to go to this
Rats.
first evil castle? Your new
won't-
home.
The rats
It won't be
shall
evil
die
once we
on
find the middle of it
slime.
and restore the
There's-
crystal of Hyrule.
There's no way anyone will interpret you moving in there as potents of dark days to come and extinguish you on principle.
Plus,
Looking
there's
up,
a good 20,
yeah.
30% chance we'll find the curse and stab it.
another villain you guys have faced was Gearig's Ripperclaws, the radical were-rat ringleader, who you peacefully delayed.
Oh, now.
Yeah. Easily.
My favorite villain, and I don't know his name, is this bare-chested man staring at us that we called Kit's Pusher, who walked in
yes.
to our
Oh,
hidden our hidden lair and just royally whipped our asses.
Mhm.
I should be able to see his name. Whatever.
He was one of the subordinates of Gloria Arcana.
Yes, Alokesh.
Whatever his Tiger Man name was. Even though you've just said it.
Yes. Yes. It's quite intimidating, wasn't he? The way he kept beating the shit out of you people.
Mhm. Very good intimidation tactic, I find.
Yeah, I didn't get a look. I didn't get too good of a look in his face. His fists kept getting in my eyes.
There's also Devargo Barvasi, who you guys fought in book 1, I believe, the King of Spiders. You didn't fight him per se, more so just bartered with him for the information you needed for the mission.
Yeah,
But
I
he's
like
also
that guy.
there.
Oh, what about the
Devolved.
ridiculous guy who made us play pig ball?
That's
Yeah,
fun.
Blood pig.
I'd probably go with him. That'd probably be Merrick's.
He's gonna go back
Yeah,
there and conquer
it's
Blood
fun.
Pig once and for all when the adventure is done.
Blood pig, blood pig.
My part here would certainly hate the evil doctor the most, but I think we
It's
had
an
the
out of
most
character.
fun. Yeah, we had the most fun with King Crazy.
Mhm.
For the
For
whole
me, it's a
2
toss-up
sessions.
between the Audiog or that crazy elf lady that we read Bible passages to until she broke under interrogation. I had fun trying to chase her down and capture her, and I enjoyed how we got the information out of her in a way that made even the good aligned characters go, "No, that's fine. That's a good way to. I have no problems with this interrogation."
I can probably find her name if I look around here long enough, but I can't quite remember it.
Lowry Vaush.
No, I think different elf lady. This the one that she's the Kuthi that
Yeah,
you guys kind of begrudgingly
with
dealt with.
Oh, right. The painter in the house.
yeah, the one that we gave the painter to, where only Theobald knew what Nadal was like, and everyone's like, "Well, I see no reason if he wants to go to Nadal to let him to go to Nadal." And even Theobald's like, "I mean, I'm a bad guy, but are you 100% sure that's what you want to do? Like, even I'm a little uncomfortable with that." "Yeah, it's fine." "Okay."
Jolestina Suspirio was her name, though I don't think she ever told you what it was.
She was crazy elf lady.
Yeah, she was the one that was running around smoking the pipe.
Barrel Walker was her acrobatics contest all over that mansion.
Right.
I do miss the sick flip. I will say that.
So, I suppose Neolandus would suggest that in his time in the dungeon with Blackjack, he would have told him about his refuge in Hars, the one you had taken Trinia Sabor to, the artist who was framed for the murder of the king, as a safe house that they could potentially go to should one of them escape.
I think we were gonna head to that safe house.
Yeah.
Like the last time we played, I think we decided that was like our best option, wasn't it?
Didn't really have anywhere else to go beyond the woods where I set up an encampment of griffs.
That
I
might make the
thought that's where
trip.
we are.
That might make the trip faster if we want to just see if you can get some of the hippogriffs to obey us enough to let us fly.
No, we should absolutely avoid doing that. No, in character. This is what Theobald is going to say. That no, we should avoid doing that. Think
Are you
rationally
afraid of
for a moment.
flying?
I know, just think rationally for a moment. Who are the most famous hippogriff riders in this section of Varesia?
Hippogriff Steve?
The Sable Company.
Merrick's people?
And they were just famously massacred a couple days ago, and their entire flock of hippogriffs went missing. So if country bumpkins with wanted posters start seeing a bunch of people flapping about on hippogriffs, it's a pretty clear trail that something's amiss, and it'll draw unwanted attention. We're smart. We should go on foot and be subtle about it.
How far of a trip is it?
That character was like 2 days. It was like one camp night, and then we arrived there after leaving the city.
Yeah.
And how long
Can
do
we
plan on
still
being there?
ride
We
the
can always
hippogriffs?
just
Same.
break
Just
camp and
one night of camp.
Okay.
You guys probably have about if you guys had left the moment you had exited the city, you would be about half a day there, and that whole story would have happened at the campsite. But if you want to say you haven't left yet, Merrick, I don't know if you want to get a hippogriff or not.
Yeah, I think
that's okay.
Acquaint myself with another one of the hippogriffs and
Well, yeah, obviously replace your animal companion. I'm just not advocating for the entire party mounting up, because it's going to really put an arrow on our head.
yeah.
Our best course of action is to go as mundane travelers with a reasonable cover story. Our group consists of 2 humans, a dwarf, a half-elf, and a gnome. It is not the most conspicuous company in this part of the world. We're likely to blend
coming
in.
with us out of character, or is he? What's his plan?
Who?
Neolandis.
Neolandis.
I'm sorry, say again.
What is Neolandis going to be doing? Is he planning on staying at the cabin? Is he coming with us to the castle? Going to the safe house?
Neolandis is escorting you to the safe house.
Okay.
With that, I will also say Varric Van Kaskerken also has not left.
Oh, we told him to go back to the city because we didn't want him around. I remember that. We had a whole thing where it's like, go to the city, make sure the people are ready. All right, that idiot's going to die. And we gave him like the wrong safe house. I don't care.
Okay.
about him.
I didn't quite remember.
Yeah.
I believe you. I remember you guys didn't quite like him.
He's the one that should have gone.
Mm-hmm. I say we just progress there on foot for now.
I hate to say it, but it makes a lot of sense, Theobald. I just kind of wanted to ride a hippogriff.
There will be plenty of time.
Also, aren't we going into Shoanti territory eventually with that castle? They might not be pleased to see a bunch of people showing up on hippogriffs.
Yeah, I forgot about the Shoanti.
And to be fair, it would be a bunch of hippogriffs showing up with a few people on them.
Nice.
Fair.
Do the Shoanti not like hippogriffs?
Or the city
more of a-
that they would be coming from.
And the associations of the Sable Company that they have.
Something about a bunch of mercenaries flying around and shooting arrows at them makes people testy.
Yes.
We're losing what little light we have. Let's just walk and talk. I've got a pretty good knowledge geography, so Theobald might know the way.
Yeah, I have some skill of that as well. Because
Mhm.
good old mental powers.
Good lord, that was a 3. But yeah, I think 17's enough to follow a road.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a 2. Could be one of those nights. I can already tell.
Sophia has never been there, so and
Mm.
Theobald just, I guess, knows. Maybe he saw it on his way in.
I imagine he's a well-read guy. He could have studied atlases and things like that as well. He did some travel in his younger days. He knows a few things.
But before long, you guys do end up at the farm. Jason Adriel once again. Neolandis would walk up to the door, give it a specific knock pattern, and then Jason would open up the door, look at all of you, and go, "Come in, come in. Clearly, this is important. If you've all shown up here." And he would look at kind of wide-eyed surprise at the Seneschal Neolandis, but insists you all duck into the farmhouse.
Wing.
What was that?
I just described it as quaint out loud.
Oh, gotcha.
That was a day.
Well, not all of us can have wizard towers. As he just profiles you at one glance.
Yeah, no, very fair.
So, you all showing up here. What you gotta say is mighty important.
Not so much what we have to say as the Seneschal has to say.
And then I imagine from that point, the whole story gets relayed to him of the rescue of the Seneschal. I don't know what details you want to keep in or add out about the Arconas and their true nature, but
What ended up happening with the lady?
Oh, she's
Oh,
taking
okay.
over the noble house. We have no
Okay, so
idea how
she-
she's going to respond to the rebellion that they're fermenting in Old Corvosa, because we bounced before that.
Gotcha.
If queried, Theobar would probably project she's going to fold. We're going to come back to her saying that she deposed your brother and she's kowtowing to the new queen to save face.
Mm.
That's his projection.
Wouldn't be a bad play.
Vic's just like, damn, that is pretty smart, huh? That's what I would do.
Yeah. Has anyone here thought about just maybe betraying the party and joining the winning team?
Because I have a lot recently.
Yeah.
As a neutral, I often think about that.
Listen, it's not a matter of morality. It's a matter of I haven't gotten a good enough offer.
Oddly, I
Anyone
continue to try and switch to what I perceive as the losing team.
Anyone who says they can't be bought hasn't had a big enough number told to them yet.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose we should ask him about our next leg of the journey. If he knows anything.
Yes.
Very much
About
out of
the
my
Ancient
element
Castle.
here too.
Jason, Adriel living out here nearer to the border of the Cinderlands would tell you that if you're going on foot, there is a clear, easiest path to go. I'll link a picture here of. In fact, I think we might have even. seen it in Curse of the Crimson Throne. And this one doesn't quite show the path that I've got in mind, but I put in Skype there the path. And we can see there is a large ridge lens from the outside world, the more greener pastures of the Ashwood. But what this map doesn't depict is that here on the right side, that section of the cliff face is slightly more sunken in and more of a path to get to and fro on foot. And then he would inform you of the location of Kermaga as a place to get more supplies than the meager things you can take from him here at his farmhouse. That being said, he'll be able to spare probably 2 days of rations for your trip. Probably has horse feed there as well for your animal companion to get you up and going. And at this point, you guys are going to need to start keeping track of your rations every day.
Oh boy. I don't have any. City Slicker.
Yep. Let's see. I'm sure there's a town we could stop by at and
Yeah, I don't have any either.
points we have.
My magic will be next to no help in overland travel. Any teleportation spells would be too inaccurate if it's an area I have not been to before. I have never traveled no farther north than Corvosa. Only studied charts and maps.
So we're all going into unfamiliar territory. Interesting.
Unless you spent time in Stovall Plateau and the Cinderlands.
I barely left the borders of trying to remember our character.
What was the name?
Corvosa. Yeah.
Corvosa.
Yeah. You know.
And then
maybe a
your
few
life is all
flying
the
scouting
different for it.
missions. I agree.
There's many places far more palatable than Corvosa.
Must be nice having the means to travel like that.
Pick a puff from my pipe. It was just a grumble. Doing a grumpy Gandalf.
Jason would continue preparing you for your journey, and he would say, there is a high likelihood that you will encounter Shoanti on your journey. You'll be most likely to encounter the Sklarqua or the Skonqua tribes. Did I say something funny?
You
No, it just broke up
skipped
again.
out. Yeah.
Oh.
What tribes are we?
The Skonqua, the Skull Tribe.
Yeah, the Skull tribe and the Sun tribe.
What are their dispositions towards those that aren't part of their tribe?
The Skull tribe is generally more friendly towards those foreigners living in the lands that are now Corvosa, though I doubt that your intrusion into their territory won't be taken lightly. The Sklarqua, though, they are much more likely to be outright hostile to you. And they are in many more numbers than the Skull Clan. The Sun Clan, you see, lives in single settlements, permanent settlements for their people, whereas both the Skull Clan and the Moon Clan, who are unlikely to encounter very much along your journey, they are nomadic peoples. And the Moon Clan is currently they are up closer to the north. I don't remember what country it is. Closer up towards the lands of the Lenorm Kings, up there. During this season, though they may have scouts or sentries that are still inhabiting the lands while they are away. If you need more supplies once you get deeper into the Cinderlands, then your only hope is going to be a settlement called Erglin, though I would try to avoid going here at all costs. It's a home of orcs, goblins, gargoyles, who have all come to trade with the Shoanti, though they are known to be a little bit more aggressive towards the outsiders.
It's we're getting
Take it
close
under
to Belkin's
advisement.
hold. Lovely.
Remarkably close.
Isn't that a giant fortress in this area?
Yeah, the Karamaga.
Was that it?
I
Yeah.
thought Karamaga was the
About right
dwarf city.
spot.
Kamaraga's a city. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know the giant fortress.
The Wyvern
Where's-
Mountains had the giant fortress from Rune Lords.
Gotcha.
Maybe that's Spindleholm. then.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was getting confused. Okay, so you see over here in
Yeah.
the far west, Skull Crossing, that's the dam where Rish's lizard folk are. So where
Mhm.
we went in Rise of the Rune Lords was on the other side of the mountain range, farther to the west.
Okay.
So you're
yeah, I
saying
was
that
like,
one of us
that ridge
dies,
looks very
we can come
familiar.
back as a lizard
Yeah,
folk.
it's a dominant geographical
Yes.
figure, but the other side of the lake. It took me a second, but now I'm with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Ashwood there, that was Bork's old stomping ground.
Oh shit, might be a, a cameo. Don't fuck with the
That would be
bears,
bad.
everybody.
He's like level 19
So
and
probably
prone to violence.
I didn't say
Look out for his brother.
a cameo we'd survive. I just said a cameo.
Quick, Merrick, use your hippogriff companion as food bait and run.
If you have any biscuits, his brother will leave you alone.
So yeah, we'll have to stop over somewhere and buy rations. Then I guess we got the lay of the land, the general disposition of the people, at least from his perspective, a general idea of where to go. Is this castle like lost or something? Forget.
The location isn't known.
Yeah.
Talk to the natives.
So we'll have to get information from them, which means buying them off. So let's also buy a shit ton of beads.
Wow, some blankets.
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone to say the blankets.
They know what beads and blankets are. But we will have to
Information
make
about
friends with them.
Kazevon himself being a 3,000-year-old warlord is already
He's already at blank.
Oh, I was esoteric was what I said. It's already kind of esoteric information, even who Kazevon is, much less where his.
So we'll probably
Fortress.
just be asking about a cursed castle in the area,
Yeah.
or areas they don't go, so that we may trot upon them with our dirty boots.
We've come to piss on your burial grounds.
And your holy sites.
Destroying
Maybe your living elders, but only if we have time.
Oh, they're hot enough.
But if we don't have anything else, we might as well get on the road.
Yep. Turn in, rest up, recuperate spells, get some hit points back, get on the road.
Then Neolandis would let you all know that he will return to Corvosa to help try and foment some sort of resistance while you're gone, so that you may be that much more prepared when you get back.
I trust you remember how to manage a hippogriff camp. I think they'll largely be in your care if you're there.
It's been a long time since this many of them were put in my charge, but I'll make do. I know the ins and outs.
Fortunately, I already got it set up for you, so. Wish it was better terms. Better situation all around.
He goes in the front, poop comes out the back.
Okay.
How'd you know our core motto?
He knows the call signs. We gotta kill him.
He heard it with his rat-like hearing.
Oh, you dirty rat. Is that hate
Speaking of
speech now?
which, we are coming up very soon to Vic being out of office once again.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
got
we're in
a
the middle
I've
of
got an
nowhere.
out of character plan for that one.
He's out of vacation days.
What is this? The full moon?
Yeah.
Back out of office.
Is it just the one day, or is it
You
like
can
the
see
day?
they mark the
3
full
days
moons
step?
with like this glowy stuff.
It's
Is it just the
because
one
this-
day?
Because this map does make it very clear with the glowy moon, we can just say it's the one day to make everything simpler.
Sounds good.
Right.
While we're picking up rations, does anybody sell a wolf's bane potion?
I can find something in the big city.
I think I've got it under control.
In the morning, Jason would come up with pails of water, and he would say, "You'll also want to be keeping some sort of water ration with you. The Cinderlands climate can be extreme and unpredictable. You may find yourself in a bad way if you don't."
If we don't prepare for what?
The heat, water.
The water. Gotcha.
Water ration.
Water.
All right. I have to invest in some saddlebags. Oh, well then I won't be able to reduce.
I also have a handy haversack, so I can carry a little extra.
I
Oh,
can just
is
use the
there-
cantrip drench.
Oh, I think
I
we're
was
going
going to
water.
say,
then.
I can't believe I don't have create water. That's probably the first time I've ever done that, but I was going so city with this guy.
I mean, it makes sense. None of us are really built for traveling. It's accurate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a game with a bunch of homebodies.
No, it's fine. We walk for a day. We find a good suitable camp spot. I really take a good look at it. Then we teleport back to the nearest city, spend the night at an inn, teleport back
Yes.
to the campsite, and continue walking.
Yes, this is.
Ooh, let's abuse the fast travel guy. No, we're not gonna do that. Because I out of character like overland travel stuff. So doing it.
Also, there's still a chance of failure, and I feel like he doesn't like to fail. So
Okay, so that's for Corvosa. We're way to the south of where we're going.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, up
Let's
we go.
Extra cities.
Need to find an inn. Dire need of a drink.
Hear that?
Let's
So-
see.
Nearest city would be either Chanderhof, which is apparently Dwarven Sky Citadel, or Hars.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
the dwarven city in between.
Hmm.
But Kermaga is going to be up on the plateau. Let me see something.
It's probably some, miscellaneous hamlets and thorps we can stop at along the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not big enough to even have a name on the map.
Before you guys enter the Cinderlands, we can settlement, because there are plenty along the way. So we don't have to go too hard into the survival stuff before we actually get to the Cinderlands. That being said, it will probably take a day or more to get, if you guys are looking to stock up on things. So
I
I've
don't
got
think we have
5 trail rations total.
You said that he gave us 2 days worth, and that's pretty much all I have.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, we left in kind of a hurry, didn't we?
Yep. I have plenty of other stuff. I have drugs. Do you need drugs?
Wait, how do you have drugs?
I
Don't
am
ask questions.
Here's like I'm the person in the world who least needs drugs.
Yeah, she says like I have drugs if you need it. She pulls out 5 uses of Keith. What? Too much?
Isn't your dad with you like at all times now?
I mean, it's not like I use them to smoke or do them. I just use them for casting purposes.
I make
Well, she could dismiss him at any time. God, can't be so that.
I tell him to turn around before I do it. Like an old-timey medic for a duel who needs plausible deniability.
Yeah, looking at the description of this Kermaga, it seems like a point to take off from, like brush over the trip up to it. Assuming, there's a way up along this ridge, I'd assume.
There's one
Assumedly.
way up. I at least got one way up.
Yes, you and your flying bird horses.
Yes. Oh God, that Karimaga. Oh. Yeah, that's gonna
There's
be.
a map in the book that shows it better than any of these, but there's a path you can take by foot to your east. So you'd have onto the plateau and then west to Karamaga.
Ah.
Anybody curious
Okay.
what that busted tower sign is?
I mean, so just gonna do a little spell, a
So
little
That,
skill roll.
that's the image for the Kermaga on the wiki.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Very
I'm
pleasant.
like, oh, it's that. Let me just give a little.
It's like, oh, it's a neat
Oh.
little castle.
That's Karamaga.
Oh,
Yes. So remember what I said earlier about us wanting to keep a low profile?
Mhm.
It is absolutely vital that we do that when we go there. We should go there. We'll be able to get what we need. But, well, how should I put this? You know how I defined Corvosa as a scum-stained backwater.
Mhm.
Karamaga is more like an open wound with pus around the edges.
Gets your clothes dirty.
That's a good point here. That's a good point, Vic. When we get there, you may want to hide your holy symbol. The city functions on anarchy, not order. Literally. There's no central government. It's just street gangs.
I also want to stick together.
This is the 8th level of hell.
No, no. The 8th level of hell is much more organized. Trust me, I've seen the civic plans. The 8th level of hell put together.
It can't be that bad. Look at the architecture.
So are we planning on taking the walking path from
anyone-
town to town?
Anyone
there?
anyone who has it can give me a knowledge history really quick.
Oh, yeah. 31.
Yeah, that checks.
I do.
Yeah. That the city of Karamaga has long been a rival of Corvosa, and that the city once extended down below the plateau until it was pushed back during a Corvosan siege.
So don't
So
say we're
it's-
from Corsosa then.
I have no intention of doing
Or
so.
that we're trying to save Corvosa.
In fact,
So we
just
probably
say
shouldn't
this at all.
introduce ourselves as Corvosa Squad.
The Corvosan Force.
Well, you all said that you have traveled a lot, so you're about to travel more than you would ever want to travel. Oh man, I forgot about this place being a thing. It's an unpleasant place.
And y'all are
we'll be
taking a
fine.
teenager there.
While we were walking, many of you said there are plenty of places to find goods. It sounds like maybe this one we should just avoid.
Did you ever let your mom know?
It's probably better I
Oh.
don't. I mean,
Are we kidnapping a child right now? What's going on?
I've been teleported away from the city on threats of violence from the ruling family, and I'm being accompanied by an old priest,
Just
old
stop right
wizard, an old drug dealer,
Lower
and
middle
a
age.
young-ish soldier. He seems legit to me.
Fallen soldier? Is it soldier of fortune at this point? I don't know. I don't think the Sable Company are really
Misfortune.
sanctioned. Fair.
In our other way to cut far west and try it for the Stovall stairs.
I had a lot of time. That'll. Because then we'll have to go through Ashwood and Senos Forest, Skull Pass.
If we go to Sarathu, they might have knowledge of ways up. They're close enough to that ledge. I'm sure somebody's mapped it out.
Well, it's a good step one.
It's a good toehold, you could say.
My trepidation about Karamaga aside, it is a place where we could get everything that we need.
Sounds a bit riskier to get it from, like, what do you mean everything we need? Like, do we really need to go to Karamaga for, like, rations?
Well, I mean, judging from the map, it's like right near where we're going towards. So
Yes,
we're going to
and
the because we're going toward the Cinderlands, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it'll literally be the most direct route, and we're trying to do this quickly enough to where the queen doesn't succeed in whatever the hell she's trying to do.
Mm.
I I mean, gotta live dangerously sometimes, right?
Not to mention if we're looking for rumors or news of cursed artifacts and such like that, or castles, it's a good place to begin.
Merrick looked down to Sophia and like, are you implying we're living safely at this point? Because I feel...
I mean, let's be real. None of us have died except for my dad, but that's.
and
I think I made myself
You're
all of
all
our
bad.
friends and
You're all Corvosans.
Azure
so you would,
and
you're
Go
all
ahead.
Corvosans, so you would know Sarathu is a Corvosan hold, and so the way they've probably gotten up the plateau in the past is with hippogriffs.
at least
I mean-
one of us came prepared.
I can technically. My dad could carry me up there if we need to fly, so I'm covered there.
Yeah. And I can
You could
probably,
probably bring the hippogriff up where I don't know, have him grab hold of Theobard, and he can look at the place really well, and he can come back, and we can teleport.
I feel like we are being too cautious about Karamaga. Being warned is not the same thing as avoiding it like a plague.
Well, no, I'm not saying we avoid it. I'm just saying, do we want to do some of the more practical deals in a safe place? Like,
Well, we're stopping
Do-
at Sithu no matter what if we're on the
Okay.
way to Karamaga
Okay,
because
yeah.
none of us are woodsy rangers. We're not going to live off the land. We're going to go from settlement to settlement.
I don't know how to hunt.
Mhm. I can also whip this up. Fly potions will last for 11 minutes.
I don't think getting up on the ledge is going to be the hard part.
No, the Cinderlands is going to be the hard part.
Karamaga is the opening
That's
retort. What do you anticipate being rough, or I guess probably the Cinderlands?
A city full of murderous thieves and gangsters who are only interested in themselves, or a barren, desolate wasteland filled with hostile natives, uninhabitable terrain, and poisonous giant monstrosities that's very frequently pillaged by orcs. I think I'll take the city of sociopaths. Might feel at home. Let's get walking.
Yeah, I assume we start walking at this point.
I think we've been traveling.
Yeah.
These boots are made for walking,
Mm.
and that's just what they'll do.
Mhm.
You arrive. Your destination next was Sarat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
it,
we're going
right?
to be going settlement to settlement along the way, but yeah, that's ultimately where
Yeah,
we're going to
Sarathu
be.
looks like it's going to be a while away, so we might have to like stop at other ones as we go because we only have 2 days worth of rations. I don't think we're going to be able to get there in 2 days.
All right. So, continuing on your journey, let me pull up a map here, and why don't you guys just show me what settlements you're going to along the way?
Yeah. If we have like a map, I could on the
'Cause we're-
Roll20, I could draw the path that I was thinking about.
Because we're coming from the south, right?
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. Karamaga has served as the refuge for exiles, misfits, and ne'er-do-wells fleeing persecution and the prospect for thousands of years. Known throughout Glorian as the place where anyone can fit in and anything can be bought and sold. So it's dangerous, but it's not like an immediately hostile place. It's a place where just don't try to evangelize yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mos Eisley, guys. It's Mos Eisley from Star Wars. It's a hive of scum and villainy. I don't like your face. Chop their arm off. Just
Don't agree to haul any cargo for a giant slug if you're going to dump it at the first sign of trouble.
Definitely go there. I'm wanted on 3 names.
All right. So it looks like you guys could probably make this journey, I'll say, just, GMBSing it. Let's say it's going to take you 2 days here to get to Yanderhof, the Dwarven settlement, which looks like a good midpoint between you guys and Karamaga, because it'll put you right there on the side where you have the opening to go up.
Are you looking at a different map on Roll20 than we are? Because you keep saying there, like we should.
No,
have
I've
something.
just pulled up a map.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't like missing
You guys
something.
have a map that has another settlement, but it looks like Ganderhof's the only one in between.
Yeah.
So I
On the
don't know what
main
other route you
spot.
would go.
Ours is the only other in the direction.
There are
That's
probably a
about
number
sure.
of small Corvosan holdings, but I don't know how much they'd be able to give you, how much they're even selling. A lot of them are probably just subsistence farming.
Yeah. There's a Google Earth type map on the Pathfinder wiki. At least that's what I'm looking at.
Mhm.
So we get to Janderhof, we buy some stuff.
Yeah.
And I know there's a. It's not the decanter of endless water, but I know there's a canteen or water skin that like fills up once a day.
Oh wow, Yanderhof is actually has a larger population than Karamaga.
Vic, you arrive in Yanderhof on the night before the full moon. I don't know if you've been tracking it, but it probably would have been wise to do so, to know when you're next going to turn. You definitely would have been feeling more connected to your primal side in the last few days.
I've got a goodie. I've got something for you. He is going to use this. Right time. I got to think about what the right time would be. But I got a new spell. It lasts for 24 hours.
Abeyance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a
I don't wanna-
temporary cure to a permanent problem.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to
An
use
individual
remove
curse
and
can only be suppressed once by
Yeah. It'll get me through this month.
All right.
Just to calm down for future self.
Yeah.
Vic
Why do I
does
have
seem to be packing most of his ration in cheeses for some reason, but
Mhm.
he manages to stay under the radar. What was
Why do I
your
have
knowledge local there for?
I was trying to see if I would know how much about Yanderhof. Obviously, I can just kick open the wiki and be a cheating little shitty, but I just want to make sure I would actually know in character about some stuff.
Considering it's not important at all to this adventure, you can probably kick open the wiki because I don't know much about it
Okay.
myself.
Yeah, Dwarven Sky settlement in the Mindspin Mountains, north of Corvosa, south of Centerlands. They do lots of trading and have good relationship with the Shoanti of the Stormvault Plateau. So if nothing else, we can ask around here to see, hey, are any of the local tribes that are up on the plateau really heat off at the moment that we need to look out for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be a good source of intel on the tribes.
Mhm.
Maybe even buy some things to bribe them into liking us better. You know, greeting gifts and all that.
Don't know how well that's going to go for you, but
Well, if we'd still had our friend, he'd know better. He was a Shoanti.
Yes, from those who have interacted with the Shoanti of the Storval Plateau, they would tell you that the Shoanti are hardly impressed by materials. You'll have to do something more to earn their trust.
Deeds over trinkets. That's respectable, I suppose.
Savages.
They should
Yes,
fucking burn.
our priest of
These
materialism has chimed in.
We should build a parking lot over their fucking stupid burial ground.
Drop a Walmart on them.
Back Walmart. God, that has to have been done as science fiction. It's like you guys are familiar like science fiction, like the drop pods from orbit. There has to be a science fiction where they drop pod department stores in there and they just smash to the ground, and it's just instant Walmart.
We've cultivated this earth, this planet.
Oh man, while we're slight tangent here, though we have managed to remain relatively tangentless for quite some time in this game. But I just read the 3-Body Problem, and that book is so fucking good. Any of you guys should read that. That is good, like hardcore
I saw the
sci-fi.
show. Haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, I almost
Or
watched
have
the
got the
movie
trilogy.
the other day.
Got the trilogy. First one I will agree with. That is a great one. I have had severe trouble getting into the second. But yeah, the 3-Body Problem itself is a good book.
Just watch it on TV like everybody else.
I
There's
read it in 2
significant
days.
changes, but not enough that you don't basically know what's going on in the book.
It does a complete like flip on you, because like I knew somewhere aliens were going to show up. I knew like kind of what the book was about. But like the first half of the book,
No spoilers.
It's
No
just-
spoiler.
okay, no spoilers. Aliens, there are aliens.
Really almost watched it. Yeah, I really almost
Okay.
watched it, and I chose a different one, and that was last weekend when I couldn't talk.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to spoil it. Everyone, go watch it. If you don't have the time to read it, because
It's
it's
a
a good
watch.
story. Good story. Yeah, Yanderhoff is going to have its knowledge of the Shoanti is only slightly better than those of Corvosa. They are seen less as colonizers than those from Chiliacs. Though Shoantis still do have a bias against all outsiders, given their history.
All right. Idea. I don't know their language, their customs, or how they interact, but I could alter my appearance to look like one of them.
There is no way that could go wrong.
Probably not a good idea.
Oh, looking through my orisons, I got create water right there. So good on water. Just need food.
Awesome.
Not my specialty.
As long as we can keep you alive, anyway.
Right.
Or unkidnapped for your water making abilities.
It would be very valuable amongst those savages.
Easy to figure out sometimes I'm the only one with the evil alignment, am I right?
Amongst those fucking dirt-eating cavemen.
Dirty dirty desert hobos.
Suddenly I'm seeing the merits and hating everybody evenly. You know, it feels less personal at that point.
No, it's very much a me problem. I'm aware. There's really no ideology behind it.
But at least there's equality.
Mm-hmm.
So shopping run while we're here. You know, because we're in Sarathi right now, right?
No,
You guys
we're
are in Yanderhof. We're
Neanderthal.
the city.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Abundant with metals and weaponry, if that is what you're looking for.
I'm so lost.
Where's that on the map? Or is it not on the map?
Right in between
It's not on the
Corvosa and.
Oh,
yeah,
it's not on the map I sent, but in.
I gotcha. Well, either way.
That's right.
I
Either
feel
way,
like
we
such
could-
an idiot. I've been scouring that map the whole time we've been talking, trying to figure out where
Yeah.
I think I
Michael,
said like 3 times I wasn't using that map, Cope.
you said there was metal and weapons here.
Yes.
Would I be possible chance to find a +1 light crossbow?
Oh, I think
Very
there's
enough
some
money
just
for that.
light crossbow.
Very likely
Yeah.
to find something like that here.
Because I can't.
Hey, we
I
got-
have a magic weapon. My plus for automatic progression is on my Eidolon,
I
but
gotcha.
I'd like to have one just in case I have something that I need to fight with magic, like
Makes
with a
sense.
weapon.
Oh,
So
didn't know
I
you
have
could
just
do
enough. So if
that.
I can find that, do I have to roll anything, or can I just pick it up?
I think you can just get a magic crossbow. Probably not with the +1, but just counts as magic, right? That's how we rule it.
Yeah, I think that would be the rule
Or you
because you're
could
already
get a
getting the
crossbow.
you're already getting the +1 enhancement from your automatic bonus progression.
Well, no, my Eidolon has that. So this is a separate weapon than what would have the bonus on it.
The way I read it is you can get a +1 weapon, but it can't give a +1 to hit. It can be one of the +1 abilities,
That's what I was saying.
like flaming or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that instead. But yeah, my bonus to hit is on my Eidolon because it doesn't share between Eidolon and Summoner.
Right.
Hmm.
So I'll just get a
Yeah.
+1 weapon that's technically has an effect and not the bonus to hit. I'm fine with that.
When in doubt, just get heart seeking for ranged weapons. Oh, wait,
I
heart
think I
seeking.
might need a
Yeah.
bit of a
I'm
reminder.
gonna buy that, and
What
I'm gonna buy like 20 days worth of rations, and that's pretty much gonna end at my money. So
is Vic the only one that really uses a weapon apart from Eric at this point?
and my summoning, but I'm not sure how much that counts.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just trying to see who all I could cast Keen on.
You would be able to do it on my my Eidolon whenever he's out.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
He's usually out whenever we're
Kier's,
exploring.
Kier's like, I guess we're not categorizing explosives as weapons anymore. Okay.
I'll also buy 20
They're grenades. Technically, they're ammunition. What type of weapon does Vic use?
A
Dwarf.
Dwarven Dorndurger.
Is that a blunt weapon?
Yeah. Well,
Right,
actually, I think it's B and P. I think it's piercing
Oh,
as well.
If it's got piercing, then okay, I could cast Keen on you as well. Good. All right. I think I'll need arrows while I'm here too.
I have that much money to blow on things.
Yeah, no, I got 50 gold pieces.
I haven't bought anything since.
No, Dorndurger's just blunt.
I have to relook into that spell then.
Give me a quick. I think it's diplomacy in Pathfinder to find items, right?
That's what we've been doing. Pretty bad at diplomacy, though.
I can help out.
Not as good as
32.
that, though.
Yeah, I'll say that gets you the scroll you're looking for.
Okay. Figured that one would be easy enough to look for as a scroll. So picking it up with my level. And that leaves me a lot of spare change to buy materials. Or not materials. You know, stuff. For the not dying.
How many rations do you think we'll need to buy?
Do we want to chip in?
I'm going to
Yes.
buy. I know this is going to be a wild choice. I'm going to buy a Bane crossbow of Orc. It might not work for most things, but it'll be magical. And I feel like we're going to fight Orcs going into Orc territory.
Possibly.
Because isn't Karamaga, that's ruled by mostly Orcs, aren't they?
Karamaga? No.
No? Okay, then never mind.
It's
I
mostly
thought
humans.
we had talked about it earlier that they were going to be Orcs.
Yeah, because the Sinterlands borders Belkin's hold, and they raid the Sinterlands a lot. Karamaga is a hodgepodge of exiles and cast-offs from all over Galorian who go there just to get lost.
Okay, you know what? I think we're talking about that one smaller town that had goblins and orcs.
Yes.
That's, I think, why I got confused.
Yep.
Does anybody want to chip in for a wand of Cure Light? I'm completely
out of money.
Wands.
I've got 50 gold pieces. How much does it cost?
I've got 102. So can they recharge wands for cheaper?
I've still got a wand of Cure Light Wounds. It's only got 16 charges on it left, but it's something.
I mean, depending on how long we want to rest or heal someplace, I could just craft a wand too.
So what are you buying,
Do you
Vic?
craft a cure one?
If I have someone who knows the cure spell working.
I got the cure spell, so
I'm just gonna do a flaming because that seems fun.
Cure Light Wounds.
And that I'm not buying anything, so.
I know if you're buying something, Vic.
I don't think I have the money for it, but we need some more wands of Cure Light Wounds.
You could always go in with the barter.
Yeah, Cleric of Finance.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll take your 50 gold and go see. I just need to. Why can't I fucking figure out how much they cost? Why is the internet failing me?
Isn't it 750 for a basic wand with 50 charges?
Usually.
I thought it was more like 750.
That's what I said. 750.
Oh, I thought you said 150. All right, well, let's just go with it 750, and I have 150.
I mean, I can loan you the last 50 I have if it makes it help.
Well, I'll use it on you too.
Yeah, I have 50 more gold. I'll just go down to 0 gold and you can have it.
Yep. I've got 102 to put in, so that gets us up to 202. See my spells.
Fucking the little girl going up to Vic going, you can have my money if it'll help, and him going, finally, someone with some sense.
Well, not anymore because I took it all.
He absolutely, she said, no, really take it, and she looks down and it has been gone from her hand for a long time.
It looks like I just did a quick Google. It's 15 gold per charge of the wand. So
15 gold. That's right, because I bought half charged ones in other campaigns before.
Yeah. So you can just do the math, dividing and everything to determine how many charges you can find.
Yep. So that's what he will do. He will.
Yeah, I have a wand that can restore my Eidolon that's based like Cure Light Wounds, but it only works for him. But that's for him, so you don't have to worry about using it on my Eidolon.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So what's your final decision, Vic? What are you doing?
So he is going to see if he can haggle with a store owner.
Gotcha.
To haggle the price down on a full wand. Yeah, you're Richard, that's right, because 15 times 50 is 750, which normally costs $750. He's going to pull out all his stops. He is going to use his Silver Tongue Haggler ability. He is going to use his Studied Target ability.
I will
He's
aid
going
another
to use-
action because I'll try to butter up whoever you're talking to.
All right. And guidance for +1.
Okay,
So,
we'll walk through this because this will be interesting. Vic, you walk into what is the big, largest magic shop in this dwarven city, and the owner looks at you and goes, "Coming back already? I guess it's been a couple weeks. You use up all the charges on the last wand I gave you.
time out.
What was your name again?"
Wait, I thought we were in a
have
different
been
place
here?
than Corvosa.
Oh, you are.
No. Jorgenhoff. This dwarf is saying that he looks like another dwarf.
Oh, I get it.
I was picking up on it.
Racism.
It's not
And
racist. You're the same race.
Is this guy a dwarf?
This guy is a dwarf.
And it's still racism.
Well,
What was your
We went
name
through it.
again? Something fist, something.
Can he can he attempt like a bluff roll to try to get him to say the name? Like,
I was gonna
Oh,
wait and see if you said it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said
I think Larry's
Well-
like, oh come on, you could get it, and then just whatever name he throws out, there it is. I knew you'd get it.
All right, give me a
Yep.
give me
Here's
a
a
bluff
bluff.
check, Vic. I wanna see it. And that's exactly what
43.
happened. Thunder, no. Axe, hammer, fist, hand, hammer hand.
There it is. He did get
I
my
knew
actual
I'd get
name
it.
out of character.
Wow. Now Merrick thinks he actually knows the guy.
Yeah,
Wait,
now-
Did
and
he
Vic
come
does
all the
too.
way here to
Vic's
buy
like,
his
"Oh,
wand last
shit.
time?
Does he run multiples? Is this a chain? Does he have multiple locations? I should pay more attention. But he's gonna try and butter him up. Sorry about my voice. He can try and butter him up, say how good the previous items were. But unfortunately, his or just the opposite. He's gonna talk about how the wand didn't quite hold up as many charges as it had. Try to bluff him. Try to convince him that he needs a discount on the next item.
Okay, I like it. Give me the bluff. Okay. He goes, didn't have as many charges as I said? From my shop? There's no way. Do you have the previous item with you?
Out of character, I think I gave it to
Merrick
Loki.
has, yeah.
Or
If you
Merrick,
want,
yeah.
you wanted it back, I could produce it
No,
for you.
he wouldn't have wanted it back. So he can truthfully say, unfortunately, one of my companions was holding it at the last. I don't know if he would have kept it around after.
He goes, give me a give me one more bluff, Vic.
Okay.
He goes, oh, my condolences. Maybe you know what? Maybe I can give you a little bit off this next item. And we'll say, how much was the difference in the item? I know it was quite a lot, wasn't it?
That's ridiculous. It's to buy the full one, I am 550 gold pieces off.
Go. How many charges could you get with the money that you have?
With the money that I have, I could get 13 charges.
13. He goes, my condolences, but yeah, I got 13 kids I gotta feed. You know, I could give you maybe 2 extra charges on the one, make it 15.
Can he run a roll of actual diplomacy and use the haggle ability out of there to haggle him down even further?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Come on, Mel, you're breaking my balls.
Yeah, he'd start fast talking him, talking about the value of money, all that good stuff. Sells volumes over price. That's the lowest roll yet, a 30. Rolled a 2.
You've been bringing him down though. He goes, you know what? For a returning customer, I think we can make a deal. And he would give you the item that you were looking for the requested price there. What was it again? It was 100 and
I have 200 gold pieces. 202
200?
gold pieces.
202.
You give us the full wand.
Yeah, here you go. I can do 202 for the full wand, you know, given your situation with your friend, you know, very lots of remorse for you.
He'd start shaking his hand and, you know, talk about how he's going to spread the good name of his store and all that good stuff. Be very appreciative. Walk down the street. I got us one, boys.
Yeah, I probably should have asked if Theobald had greater invisibility, but if you don't, you can copy this scroll too.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing that then. I'll need to remember what the ink costs are.
I think it's half the price of the scroll.
No, it's definitely
On
cheaper.
the magic page, I think, on the...
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, your bluff is high.
Yeah, right? I'm like, wow, he rolled single digits, like low single digits each time, and still cleared 30.
He rolled a 2 there and got 30.
Diplomacy.
Yeah.
And
the
sense
charisma
motive
guy.
are his 3. Yeah, he's got the 3 ridiculous things, but they all proc off of wisdom with his build. So, you know,
Those are the social ones are really, once you get to where you can roll above 30, you've basically subverted every social check in the game.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I mean, here's the award. And I rolled a 5. I got plus 20 to that as well.
Oh, gosh.
I've
We're all a
sometimes
bunch of liars
throw
and
out
con
a
artists.
I'm an
DC
illusionist.
30
I know
or a
what I'm
DC
about.
35, but I don't know if I've ever seen a DC 40 or DC 45.
Yeah, it's a
check.
skill. Yeah.
Don't know for Pathfinder, but I know 3rd edition enumerated DC 80 is basically physically impossible. If you roll higher than this, do whatever.
Spell, dual spell, lines, fighting.
I'm going to bluff that I fly away now. Oh, jeez, you're flying away.
Do you think I'm a fucking idiot? Do you want to have a problem, pal? I really hope that would work.
As noted on table of writing costs. Greater invisibility is a 5th level spell?
4th.
4th? Oh, that's 160 gold. I can get the materials while I'm here to do that, and easy peasy. I got money.
How many days worth of ration should we be getting?
I got
20 days. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do the same.
Yeah, so did I. I was going to say, you see Cure sidling a backpack full of rations and another smaller pouch full of medical supplies.
I look like I bought nothing because I'm just carrying my one little haversack.
Storm looks down at the wand.
Yeah.
And then looks over at his empty haversack and goes, I forgot to buy rations.
I got you.
No, I've got some silver left. I just got to look at how much are they?
5 silver
Oh.
apiece.
Yeah, so you can pick up 20 for 10 gold.
So ammo.
Disability.
5 silver apiece. What's the world come to?
You can get four days of rations.
When
Otherwise,
I was a boy, I could get 4 days of rations for a Mississippi nickel.
Do you want me to quantify all the arrows, or should I just deduce the gold accordingly? Like magical ones, just like blunt arrows and stuff like that.
I don't know how crazy the arrow effects get. I want to say that you'd probably be able to find whatever you need here for arrows.
Most of the mundane, non-magical arrows they're nice, but they're not like.
Yeah, that was my instinct. I just haven't
It was
looked
like
at it in
minus
so
2
long.
damage, but you get to have a DC 10 like attempt to trip them or something like that. It's not.
Yeah, so that's what we'll roll with.
All right.
Apparently, survival skill. It's only a DC 10 to find enough food and water for yourself. But I assume, even if we weren't all city slickers, and this would be unfamiliar terrain for us, I'd probably set that higher if I was running the game.
Yep.
Yeah, and my
And
survival
you
is a
can't-
+0.
There's probably some
And it'll
hard
be harder
DCs for something that doesn't
It'll be
exist.
harder in certain areas of the Cinderlands than in others. Like if you stick to the river, I don't feel like this was too much of a hack. If you stick to the river, you're probably going to be able to find easier food and stuff like that because that's where all
that's
the
just nature.
And I do,
wildlife is.
I do have a +10 to survival, so we're not completely out of luck.
Yeah, I assumed that the general vibe would be me using my high knowledge geography to help us not get lost, and your survival to help keep us not starving to death or stepping into pit traps.
Sounds good to me.
We don't have a Gork who just houses all of it because he's the literal bear man. But
I've got a 10 survival too for some reason.
Yeah, so
All
without
right.
adjusting that up, it'd be effectively impossible for us to starve because you'd get 10, then you'd get 5, or you'd get 10 more of that to cover 5 other people. And so, yeah, that would have to go up.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
But we would be very unhappy. I feel like we have some morality penalties if we're sitting there eating grubs in the middle of the desert.
I found a juicy one today, boys.
Hakuna Matata.
Somehow that movie made bugs look delicious.
yeah.
Everyone says that.
Slippery yet satisfying. Raise your hand if you have a child and have seen that movie 7,000 times in the last 10 years.
Raise your hand if you were a child and saw that 7,000 times when you were a kid.
Both hands up.
I don't know. All I know is that new Lion King movie came out and all the kids were singing the songs from it, and I just kind of cringed. In their parade, they like it as, I don't want to ruin that for them, but the original was so much better, and they just did this 3D animated nonsense.
Hey, I can summon Mothman. I just saw that. Sorry, derail it, but
I just went and saw the new Sonic movie instead.
Oh, I saw it. Thought it was fucking awesome.
Shadow did in fact ride a motorcycle and use a gun.
Yeah, they just ruined the edge on that.
Yeah,
it looks like a real gun, but it shoots lasers. That was the compromise, I guess.
Big props to Keanu Reeves for delivering every line dead serious, like he was in a John Wick movie.
I love like when actors do that with like silly roles, like the Muppets Christmas Carol. The guy who
Yep.
plays Scrooge is like, I'm going to play it 1%
yeah,
legit.
Michael Caine took that so serious.
As he should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've shared the meme for is like he got such a good performance in that movie because he treated the other Muppets as fellow actors.
Yeah, I think
Whereas
you're
in
the one who
Treasure
showed that.
Island. Whereas in Treasure Island, Tim Curry got such a good performance because he treated himself as a fellow Muppet.
I miss Tim Curry movies.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna grab a drink real quick. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay, yeah, let's take a bio real quick, actually.
Yeah.
I need to go to the bathroom anyway, so I'll be right back.
I'm back. That's 2 seconds.
The Gumbo, I took your advice the other day. I picked Gladius, Warhammer up again, started playing. I started playing some of the other classes, or at least did a start with almost everyone, I think. And it's just shocking at how there are some that I just don't like the potential of the units that they have. Like, they don't have a big heavy hitter. Space Marines, there's nothing to really build toward, like a big control the map creature. And I was just turned off by that on a few of them. I never got to the Bane Blade.
Yeah, the Space Marines whole thing is tactical deployment, because at the end of their tech tree, they get the ability that they can orbital drop units from their main city anywhere on the map where you have sight. So you start loading up on things like Terminator infantry, and then when you send out light scout craft, and then you find the enemy, and you just go boom, 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 boom around them, and you just beat their city into shit real quick before they can respond. They're
That's
lightning
kind of
strikes.
fun.
Yeah, it takes you way too late in the game to get to it, though. It's like tier 7 or something like that, but once you get there, it's rad as hell, because it's just your infantry, so it doesn't matter that your tanks are a little underwhelming. They're not bad, they're just underwhelming. But then, your tactical Marines are all upgraded at that point, and they got a grenade for every situation. So even just your basic stuff can be dropped in, and it's really good.
That's interesting.
The Astromilitar
early.
Yeah, it's always down to where you put your first city, because it's your only city. Astromilitarum is just a rough ride, really early game, because you'll get mulched by everything in the environment.
That's the one with the Basilisk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Just playing it as the idea of the Americans just using, ranged artillery fire to keep everyone away. I never got to the big tank they have.
Yeah.
The Bane Blade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that thing's pretty nasty.
The one I did enjoy the shit out of is the Tech Priests.
Mm-hmm.
It's just simple and straightforward, and they were very enjoyable.
Yeah, just a lot of...
I ended up
What's the playstyle of the Tech Priests?
It's all about... the playstyle of the Tech Priest is all about, like, optimization, where if certain buildings are next to each other in your tiles, they can produce additional resources. And then they have...
Loki, you would love it. You, have to design out your city.
And then they got Canticles of Omnisaya, which are like army-wide buffs that last for one turn, that usually give a boost to something while decreasing something else. I think there was one that makes
increase your armor, slow down your speed, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So it's very much a faction where it's like, all right, I wanna be like technical in how I optimize it. And it's one of the things that I enjoy about the game at large, is each faction tries to put you in the headspace of what the faction is supposed to be in the lore. Tech Priest would be treating battle like a math problem.
their units were fun too, because there was one that was basically a tech priest with spider legs, and there was one that was basically a tech priest with tank tracks, because they upgrade their bodies. And then the ultimate one, I think their ultimate unit was just a very large walker type machine.
Imperial Knight.
Yeah,
I'm back.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And the other, you had units that could heal it, and so you just start pumping out it and whatever else you want. I kept putting out the spider legs ones because they were just fun to have, and they were good anti-air. I ended up losing because I was on either ultra hard or ridiculous, and ended up just giving up because we just had a battle line going that wasn't moving either way, and I wasn't. I could tell they were starting to get faster and faster on their production.
But don't you see that is a victory for the Imperial Guard?
Yeah, but he's playing the Mechanicus.
Tech priest. Yeah.
The one game I've played with the Mechanicus so far was with Gombo and Michael, and they have complained that I just sat there and teched up while they were killing.
Yes, because you did.
That I got the best military score at the end because I was pumping out like 50 fucking knights.
Was that the one where I like joined in the call at the very end of the game and you guys were
I think so. Michael and I were really salty because the score screen said what a fantastic job Kenneth did, and his empire was this luminary civilization. And we're like, we spent the entire game fighting tooth and nail to hold them off. This motherfucker is America in World War II and just swoops in and is the hero.
When I played with Kenneth, it was very much the same.
Style.
Kenneth I was sitting there fighting, and I was like, I'll be fine. Yeah, from the very get-go, I was encountered by the other bad guys, and they kept hitting me, but I was kind of buffering Kenneth's side. And I was like, I've got it. And then 30 minutes later, I was like, they're overrunning me. I'm not going to be able to hold it. Do you have any units at this point that can make it down? And I'd scroll up to where he is, and he's got the 4 hardest units to make for the Tyrannid. And he was like, yeah, I think I could spare, bring in some support. And he just comes in and fucking clears everyone around me. And then he goes, oh, watch this unit that just came on board. And he has like the level 9 tech unit. And he goes, watch, 2 hits and it'll destroy the city. It's like bam, bam. And he just wipes the whole map.
Yeah. I remember that. We were both playing NIDS, and I had 3 of the flying high floors that I sent to save him.
Yep.
It was even more egregious when it was Michael and I, because we were fighting tooth and nail to hold back. And we're like, I don't know, I got more troops on the way to reinforce the front line. I look over, how's Kenneth doing? And I see one of his units in the city disappear. I'm like, I'm sorry, are you selling your army? And he's like, I don't, I just wanted the income. We were like holding the trenches, and this guy was disbanding his military.
I disagree.
I think I'd hit negative income at that point and was building out of that.
But why would he pay for cannon fodder when he has perfectly good cannon fodder as neighbors?
That's what teammates are for.
He just wanted y'all to have your moment to shine.
Yeah, you could take it.
See, your moments will be like the measly kindling that will fuel my moment to shine.
I'm kind of disappointed that game as Chaos Marines ended like it did. But, we looked at the map and it was like at least an hour more of beating through neutrals to even contact each other's armies.
Yeah, we know better next time. Do a smaller map and do no wildlife.
And I think we're all back.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had fun.
So, do we head straight out of Karamaga the next day?
They're off to Karamaga?
2?
Yeah, sorry. Out of Yanderoff to Karamaga.
Wait, why are we going there?
because it's just the next stop on our magic adventure to Cinderlands.
We don't want to sleep out in the woods.
Well, I mean, it's at least a day or two.
Yeah.
All right. You spend one night in the. I'm not going to pretend like any woodland wildlife has any chance of, or bandits have any chance of taking you guys down at this point.
Especially because I
You
just summoned
are-
my Eidolon to watch us while we sleep, because he doesn't have to sleep.
I mean, pound for pound, this group of individuals is probably one of the strongest in like the, I don't know what you would call it, like the
Region?
area. Yeah, the region. Yeah. Because there are characters who are much higher level than you, but usually they just have a bunch of much lower level underlings, whereas you guys are a group of level 11s. So you're quite a powerful congregation.
So according to this, what I'm looking at here, Yenderhof to Karamaga as the crow flies, so like a straight line, is about 133 miles of travel. So if we take in what's the average Pathfinder overland travel speed? We'll say 12 miles. So that would be roughly 11 days of travel. It will be a little bit less because Cirthus is between Yenderhof and Karamaga. Once again, that's as the crow flies. We're not taking into account the bends of the river and things like that. Here, let me snipping tool.
We're in Varizia, right?
Yes.
Yes. Southern Varizia.
It would actually be a good use for my second level spell. I'm pretty sure I have Camille Mount. So that might help us speed up.
Yep.
If we're gonna go from Vanderhoff to Karamaga, we gotta cross the river, so we gotta have something to do.
Yeah. All right. See, I just linked what my
So
measurement
it's,
was there in the.
Be getting 2 miles an hour each day. That's at a walk. You can't really hustle for a long
Yeah.
terrain.
I don't think any of us have a force march in us.
Yeah,
All
12
right.
miles is 6 hours of walking.
And I would walk 1,000
So
miles.
it's more like 18 miles a day then, if we walk for 8 hours. Okay, so about a week. It's about a week's journey.
Well, that's
From-
terrible. What if we ride the summoned steeds?
Go
That
see.
was with the summon speed, wasn't it?
No, that's
No, that was walk
speed.
speed.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I have summon. I can summon mounts for. Let's see, 2 hours per level. So
All day at this
Yeah.
point.
yeah,
Only
all day
2 hours.
divided. I have to divide it, but I have so many second level spells and I never use them, so I can do it a couple times a day if I need to. So we can travel on horseback the entire day each day. So
How
Eric will,
fast
of
do they
course,
go?
keep Hippogriff.
They start being able to fly and stuff at this level.
Yeah.
let me look it up. Hold on.
I don't think they can fly, but I think they can go over difficult terrain and maybe water.
Mm-hmm. Hover.
Would you?
I can summon up to 6 light horses and ponies.
All
It
right.
doesn't say,
Perfect.
you can have them fly or anything. So
Yeah.
I think that was
Light
like Shadow Steed or
horses
something like that.
cover 28 miles
Shadow
per
Steed,
day,
probably,
according
yeah.
to this.
Hmm.
Oh wait, that's 128. Okay. So with you summoning mounts, according to this, we'll be there once again as the crow flies. It says 4.75 days, so we just call that an even 5 days, considering that we have to factor in following the bends of the river and everything like that. That sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, and probably an easy 2.5 gold to stock up when we get there.
And because I got 20 rations, so I'll just deduct that now. And yes, in case you're wondering, Theobald is a total pill the entire time. It's not like he's complaining about nature. He spent time outside. It's just he is just passively grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
That
As
is just
opposed to
tradition
his
for wizards.
normal actively grumpy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a prerequisite to be a wizard. You have to be a
Mhm.
little bit grumpy because you're up all night studying.
And, all this travel is just interrupting from further study.
Mhm.
Can't read on a galloping horse.
I could be alone with my books, but instead I'm here with you all.
Well, the horse would be
Correction. You can't read on a galloping horse.
Should have bought a fucking wagon.
I can't summon a wagon. Wait, can't he summon a mobile home? You can summon the mobile home, and I can mount up.
No, I
and
didn't.
pull it.
I didn't take teleport structure.
No.
It's one of those things that if I had it before we left the city, I might have considered it. But it's an 8-hour casting time to move the building, so it's
Well, I
not
have
like
communal.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have communal mount just because whenever we level up, I get to swap out spells that I know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we're traveling, this is gonna be a good spell to have.
yeah. And I got a bunch of other stuff in my bag of tricks now that I have not one but 2 potential instant kill spells. So just flavoring the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need any rolls from us or anything for like traveling overland to optimize a route or not get lot or anything, Michael?
No, I just need to tell you. I just need you to tell me what song is playing in the background
Oh,
through the montage of you guys walking
Oh,
through
I
the
have the perfect one. Hold on.
luscious
yeah,
wilderness.
I got a perfect one too.
God, it's in my head, but I can't voice any of the words.
Yeah, On the Trail We Blaze from the movie El Dorado by Elton John.
That sounds good. I need to hear it.
That's less funny
All
than
right.
mine.
God, I know the name, but I can't think of it. But that one starts like
Oh, no, not that one, Richard. Thought that
You
was
knew it was
a
coming
parody
eventually
song
when we were talking about riding a
so
horse.
long. Just a guy
Oh,
in the
is that?
skies.
I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road.
This interruption is brought to you by all of these YouTube videos I'm listening to now.
One of them's called Big Enough, and it is the best song ever.
It is 6 minutes though.
Just skip to 2 minutes and listen from there for like 30 seconds. You'll see exactly why I chose the song.
Okay. Oh, I'm seeing. It's clearly this is the most watched part. That's the best feature they've added to YouTube.
Yeah.
Wait, is this serious?
Wait for it.
Oh, there it is.
I love how everyone,
that one.
This guy
I
dresses
knew it,
like
I
my
haven't
dad.
watched it.
Which, I suppose is fair enough because my mind, for whatever reason, immediately went to Zeppelin's Immigrant Song. So it starts almost the same way.
Mm,
Now I'm imagining that it's Sophia and Merrick back there, just kind of going along with that song, and then we get to that screaming part, and Theobald just wants to kill us all. Because we're basically just screaming back and
we
forth.
keep trying to
at
get him
each
to
other.
cast major image in the sky to have the guy scream. Wizard, do the wizard thing.
Eric, I swear to all the gods, shut up or I'll curse you to lose all sensation in your penis.
Joke's on you, I don't have any sensation.
I'm threatening only him.
Yes, these are all good options.
I'm just imagining Merrick's face like that, just like, oh fuck, he's serious. Could he? No, he could definitely do that, right? Yeah, he could definitely do that.
He shall be known as the Great Penis Explosion Wizard.
I didn't say I would destroy his penis. I just said you'd never feel anything.
Well, I mean, if it's destroyed, eventually you're not going to feel anything ever again.
Oh, what was the name? Skedaddle, Skadoodle, your dick is now a noodle.
I cast instant Brazilian wax.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I just want to say
I cast sealed ass crack. That was my favorite one.
the most watched part of this Bruce Springsteen song is the beginning when he screams.
I think it's because everyone clicks on it and goes, "Oh, this isn't the version I want."
That's probably true.
I really did. As soon as it happened, I was like, "Whoa, this isn't." Hold on. I can't
All
find the
right.
Led Zeppelin on YouTube.
It's linked right there.
No, the one I was looking for, the one where he talks
Oh.
about Goblin. Damn it, what's the song?
Oh yeah, the one where they reference the Hobbits.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Ramble on. That's it.
Ah, yeah.
We take
These
our
were all
notes
very
seriously.
different vibes, but I like them all.
Yep.
I like how Gombo immediately, as soon as I linked that one, he knew exactly what was up.
Listen, I've seen videos that's just a supercut of just the guy in the sky screaming and none of the other music.
That's the most memorable part, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then there were two of them. Why were there two of them? Dueling screamers.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're waiting on, but we just traveled by horseback to our destination.
To Yaramaga. I am out of character very interested in everyone who had never been here's reaction to seeing that that image that Kenneth linked of what the city looked like, because that's what it looks like from the face, the direction we're approaching from.
Let's get
Theobald's
our first
like,
impressions of Caramaga from everyone.
You have arrived at Caramaga. The pictures do not do it justice as we look up and see that.
This is what's
Here we go.
living there?
This is her face when she sees it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Let me put it this way, Eric. You are familiar with the reputation of my homeland of Cheliax,
For the most part,
of the Asmodean worship, the strength and brutality of our government, passive cruelty, rampant slavery.
Yeah.
So when
You know,
people don't fit in there because they're too mean, they come here. Anyway, let's go find an inn. Hands in pockets, holy symbols hidden. Try to retain your kidneys.
God, you what?
what spell is that takes him out?
I am.
I am going to use. I use one of my scrolls of fabricate disguise just to not look like a precocious teenage girl when we're in the city.
Nimbus, my now hippogriff, is gonna be an eagle form, just chilling on his shoulder.
Is there any reason why I can't just be a dwarf in this town?
No.
One of the things I bought was a traveler's outfit, just so I look a little more, less like I have money.
Remember, it's a city of outcasts, exiles, and weirdos. We don't need to pretend to be something that we're not. We are, technically speaking, I should say this in character, we are, technically speaking, fugitives of the law and
Yes.
treasonous mutineers against an actual government. So, in many respects, the truth lets us fit in perfectly.
Is this our home now?
Yes,
Oh.
but you see, I should disguise myself because I am 14.
You'll get over it eventually.
Well, that's how
Yeah.
aging works, yes.
So are those faces
Dick
like
is going to make himself look pretty plain. Traveler's
Hmm.
outfit kind of garb. No
So-
gold fancy robes.
So aside from topping up on supplies and maybe asking about the locals, well, not these locals.
Yeah.
What else were we planning to do here?
Don't we need to try to find out leads about where we're going? Like, trying to find it, or do we need to go deeper and to ask someone else? Do you think anyone here might know?
They might, but our current plan is to try and get in with the Shoanti.
I mean, from what I understand, we've been wanting to go to a pub or tavern
Yep.
or
I
bar.
will say, in and out of character, that while I understand everyone always bought magic items, this Karamaga is famous for the continent of Avestain, where we are, as being the place where anything can be found. So, if you're wanting magic items, scrolls, potions, forbidden artifacts connecting you to soul-sucking demons, you'll find something here.
I have
I'm good,
2
I'm
silver
broke.
pieces.
I have 0 money. I literally gave Cope the last of it.
And you
Yes,
said
gave me the
no-
last 50.
no actual government here beyond just the groups that have enough power to have sway over whatever territory they have.
Let me see. Though an Antarctic civilization, air quotes, is a loose consortium of groups, gangs, and families that rule Karamaga. The entire city is a melting pot of citizens and cultures, including a lot of really scary stuff who are ready to kill each other whenever anyone should open a gate or a portal where they're not supposed to be.
So this is basically gangs in New York.
So its population consists of humans, halflings, dwarves, half-elves, half-orcs, gnomes, elves, orcs, trolls, centaurs, goblins, nagas, and 175 other.
Exactly
others.
175, and not one more or less.
Yeah, if
Sounds
they give birth to one more other, the old ones have to go.
I always find that funny. They started doing this less in the newer Pathfinder publications where they give an
Soylent
exact.
Green is other.
But so, once again, for those people who are not well traveled, we are walking down the street very much like, all right, hood's up. I've got my shawl of shadowy disguise, which puts a shadow over my face, which very much fits in.
Yep.
And we do have like trolls, orcs, goblins, and like human-headed snake people slithering past on the street. Like,
All right. Just no eye contact.
yeah.
And,
So for those of you who have not left Corvosa very much, this is a lot of world all of a sudden.
so the
Like-
architecture, I mean, they've got buildings and stuff here. So I guess Vic would come to appreciate the fact that here is civilization in the middle of these wastelands. And these savages have come together to build a respectable location.
I mean, commerce does exist here.
Commerce is working. Money is trading hands. Goods are trading hands. We've got walls. We've got buildings. Now it's in the beginning stages. We need to,
It's fit for
Enlighten
regime
their-
change, but you know,
enlighten their minds and hearts.
Tell you what,
something.
if it's really that important to you, you can go visit the local Temple of Abatar. It's the second largest religion in the city, according to my readings.
Out of character, is that a bad idea? Would they know I'm wanted here? In character, he totally wants to do that.
Maybe.
Almost like a little child. First big city he's visited, like Corvosa.
It's possible.
what's the-
He would use his
Given-
alter self to change himself into a a gnome and go.
As
What
a
is the
direct
biggest
rival
solution
to
there?
Corvosa. If you're wanted in Corvosa, you're not necessarily wanted in Caramaga. Thus the
Yeah, it's
den of scoundrels and outcasts.
Yeah. famously no one is wanted here. This
Yeah,
is,
with
in
his
fact,
new
ironically.
When everybody's wanted, nobody's wanted.
Yeah. it
Oh
is
no,
interesting.
there are many people who are wanted.
This is the place that has no extradition treaties. Is my point. Like,
Private contracts more so.
Well, gentlemen
Yeah, exactly.
and young lady, would you all care to join me in traveling to the Temple of Amador just to view a little bit of culture in a place like this?
I mean, not gonna lie, you don't have the best track record when it comes to bringing people to your office.
I don't have an office here.
Okay.
What you said is not untrue, but I don't have an office here. I won't let them know that I'm a priest of Aladar.
What are we gonna do there?
I just want to see the outside of the temple.
Okay. What is
Uh,
Gamba? What is the highest worshipped faith here? If Abaddar is the
so-
second. Oh, okay.
both are believed to be sanctity of contracts and the importance of meeting obligations,
Oh,
vital
okay.
to the otherwise anarchic city that nevertheless is heavy on trade.
Mhm.
Now, it says that there's a bajillion religions here, and those are just
Yeah.
the ones that barely edge out.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well-
in terms of nation, this is the bad side of the tracks of Chiliacs.
Oh no, this place isn't Chiliax at all.
Oh,
Like twice removed.
I got
It
you.
was I'll roll the dice.
This is like the shanty town outside of the walls.
It predates Chiliax, actually. Yeah, that's a 35. It was founded by ancient Thathlon originally. Hence the giant skulls.
Right, right. No, I'm referring to like culture wise. You know, you compare it to Chiliacs, you know. So it's like
Actually, I should do this in character because
Hmm?
Theobar would definitely know this as we're walking. Actually, no, the Imperial expansionists only got as far north as Corvosa and Avestain. They continued up out east, Lake Carpathian, to the modern day lands of Malthun and Naramathas, but they stopped when they reached Last Wall. They
Couldn't
didn't
get
want
over-
to. Oh,
they
go
want
ahead.
to cross it. They want to cross into what is above North Wall.
Last Wall is a
Wall.
nation of knights and paladins who were sworn to guard. Ugh. Pardon my yawn out of character. That is now in character. That is sworn to guard the ancient necropolis of Gallowspire, the place where a lich of considerable power is still held within prison.
Hmm.
Once killed a god, threatened the world, that kind of thing. When the early generals of the Talaxian expansion discovered that's what they were protecting, they thought it better to just let them go about their business in peace rather than take on that burden themselves.
Yeah, yeah. Just what's the point of take on territory if it just means more work down the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you just
It would-
describe the Night's Watch?
That's essentially what Last Wall is, but they're not made of criminals. They're made of just like all lawful, good, holy
Paladins.
warrior people.
Mm.
And their whole culture and everything is about like we need to make sure that the apocalypse lich doesn't get out again.
Right.
So it's like a blend of the movie Mummy and
Is there any AP that takes
Game of
place up
Thrones.
there?
Yeah.
Which one's
A
that?
couple. Okay. Well, specifically, Tyrant's Grasp is purely centered in Last Wall and about the murder lich getting out again. But anything that happens in Ustalov, for like Carrion Crown or Strange Aeons, being a character, Last Wall is neighboring to them to the south, and it's one of the few countries they're actually like on good terms with. So if you want to play a character who's not a native Uslavite, being someone from Last Wall is a really great like hop over. It's really good if you want to play the shining paladin army armor that's like, I am lawful good and I believe in justice, and then you find yourself in a gothic horror movie.
Give me a
Is
second.
Well,
Battle
he's
of
an-
Screaming Tree what we played in one of your games?
That was Michael.
Halloween
Yeah.
one shot,
Uh,
right? Or a short shot.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was Halloween one shot I did. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. I need to let a cat out.
That's awesome. I'm just messing with this interactive map, which is really cool once you do all the layers.
Mm.
Thanks for
cool.
that library RP, by the way, too. I definitely appreciate just all the lore.
Yeah, I've been reading up on this stuff, and it's very enjoyable. I've said it in the past. I once remember thought that Galarian was too kitchen sink of a setting, but then I got into it and I got reading all the stuff, and A, there's a lot of layers and history to it that they've added in, and B, when you really think about it, real life world is pretty kitchen sink as well. So
Mhm.
you don't need to have a planet of hats here.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, what do you mean? One planet, one hat.
But yeah, the big Chelish expansion, they made a lot of colonies, and the empire shrunk when the god Andoran died. And that's how we got like Malthun becoming its own thing, and Naramatha splintering off from Malthun, which Malthun still doesn't acknowledge their independence, hence the ongoing war.
They're not independent.
I tell you, if we ever end up there,
Grandfather
I'm
Chuck.
very interested to see a cameo from from him.
Before I brought Gork back, I did have an idea of playing like a fighter that was from Naramathus that was like just in like a jail or something that you meet, and he was gonna see Emmanuel's Malthun armor, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's one of you." And when Emmanuel's all like, "Yes, the glory of reclaiming the Malthunian Empire," I'm like, "They burn our towns. We just want to hang out in the forest and hunt, and they come in armor and they kill us. You know that, right?"
Oh man, that would have been a wild character interaction.
I
Yeah.
am liking the fact that we're doing. Is Michael shouting from the background?
Oh, I have my mic up. Yeah, I have my mic up. My bad. He wouldn't have
Got it.
even had to look at his armor and identify it because Emmanuel would have introduced himself with "Your friends from Malthun have arrived."
That was a fun character. But looking at this map and just hearing the talking and recognizing all these names, I am really liking our idea of playing through all these APs.
Oh yeah. It'll get more interesting as well once we start like moving beyond just the continent of Avestain and
Mhm.
nation ratio where we are. But yeah, let's find an inn with a tavern in the bottom. If Vic wants to wander off into the darkened alleys filled with drug mists to find his church of money, it's on to him.
No, you all should accompany me.
By the way, Sophia, do you still have those drugs?
I mean, always.
Keep those close. We may need them before this is over.
Okay, I
Hey,
have to.
Vic.
I have to insist that I have never actually partaken in the drugs.
Said we were smoking them. Hey, Vic, when you're going to the Church of Commerce, find out the market price of this shit.
Vic uses
Everything
his
is legal to
ability
be sold in Paramaga. Come on, guys.
He uses his ability to gather information via diplomacy and like
It's about
1/10 of
50.
the time to find it out real quick. And why can't I find my character sheet to roll?
Yeah, Keith is actually pretty handy. It gives you a +1 caster level to enchantment spells, which isn't always is the kind of situational use, but it's always handy to have shit like that on hand.
Diplomacy, talk to the locals, see how much that shit's worth on the black market. I mean, the market.
The market, yeah.
I don't know what it is offhand. You
It's
can look up
it's 15 gold.
Yeah. 15 gold pieces, market value.
Theobald, as you say that to Vic as he's putting on his coat, he steps over to another table, says something quietly to him, and as he walks out, he goes, 15 gold.
All right. As you were.
All right, does anybody want to join me? Or am I going sightseeing on my own?
I don't think we should leave him alone. We all know what happens when that happens.
How do you know what I do when I'm by myself?
I'll
I've heard
go
stories
with
from my
you.
dad.
You're very loud.
You snore.
Vic, we've been on the road together for almost a week. We know exactly what you do when you're on your own. Now, I need to find a tavern. I need something clear and highly alcoholic.
And yes, we all think
tavern.
it's weird that in your sleep you scratch the back of your ear with your foot. Very strange.
And how you sleep in a ball like that with your face somehow tucked into your ass, I don't understand.
So, are we splitting up then? Or are we going to Abadar first and then the bar together?
I have no desire to go see
I
that
thought we
outside
kind
of
of-
Avatar Temple.
I thought we had found the inn that we were going to be in, and then he was just leaving you guys.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That
Vic,
works.
you head to the Abadar temple here in Kermaga, and you find a Church of Abadar much different than the one you are used to, one that embraces that philosophy you had pondered on upon arriving here. Into the fact that even in a place like this, commerce still rules.
Interesting. Definitely the side that I lean on. Well, he makes dope and then heads back. Is the temple as grand as the one in Corvosa? Like the
No.
okay, just modest.
It would be, more modest. It'd still be quite large given the amount of practitioners, but it's not a giant golden vault.
Bank heist would be a little too tempting, huh?
Not the original. All right.
Hmm.
But good to have seen one from another land. He would head back to the inn.
Who's sticking with Theobald where he gets drunk at the bar?
Merrick will be there.
I mean, Sophie would be
What are
there,
you
but she probably
drinking?
wouldn't be drinking.
Now, you may think that Theobald, coming from Cheliax, which has many famous vineyards, as it's a mixture of like Spain and Italy, that he'd be a wine man. And in that regard, you would be very much wrong. Theobald does not drink for volume; he drinks for effect. So he likes the darkest or the clearest, most high alcohol content thing he can buy. Like hard liquors. Like let's get some examples because I don't know alcohol that bad.
You want
Moonshine.
fucking
Tequila.
Kermagan piss water.
Yeah, whiskey, brandy, vodka, rum, gin, and tequila. That's what Theobald drinks.
All together at once.
Yeah.
From a funnel.
A Long Island iced tea for this gentleman.
Right? I was about to say that's basically it.
Yep.
Corvosan iced tea. Thank you very much. But they don't call it that here. It's like how in Ukraine they don't call it a White Russian anymore.
Yep. Give me a kidney killer.
Just a killer now.
One of the cats is fucking flipping out again, and I'm gonna lose my shit because I'm not going back over there to deal with it.
Just kick him.
The problem is he is loud enough that I feel like my mic is about to start picking it up.
Oh, that's just good background noise if that happens.
Fucking spoiled ass.
I mean, yeah, we need
Spoiled
that
ass
goddamn cat.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting a new cat next month. We technically already have it in the garage, but it needs to be fixed before being brought in. We found it was a stray that showed up.
Okay. Well, so it found you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many cats now?
Don't ask. I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't choose this life.
Or the no.
Hey,
Yeah,
Richard, I'm right there with you. I'm 8 feet away from a sleeping, useless 60-pound.
I'd rather have that one, man.
Mom.
I tell you, I guarantee
Hey,
I'd
having-
have that one cat right now.
Having a lot of cats is better because they take care of themselves pretty much, and when you have a lot of them, bam! Now they take care of themselves in the entertainment factor too, because these guys fucking love roughhousing with each other.
I've just been enjoying other people's pets by proxy. There's a place in my building I often go to just read a book in a nice armchair. It's like a common area, and there's an apartment across the way from the common area. And depending on the time of the day, the lady that lives there, she comes out with her dog to give the dog a walk or something, and she always lets go of its leash whenever she goes to lock the door behind her. So the dog just beelines straight to me, and he's done this enough times, and she knows that I don't mind in the slightest.
Yeah,
So she doesn't
So
even
you're
fight it
basically
anymore.
you're just there to catch your dog. While she
Yeah,
does-
yeah. Just comes over, and I just get to pet this really nice, excited pit bull.
Oh, nice. Pit bulls are such
Yeah, and this lady's
affectionate
like,
dogs.
she was all excited to go on a walk, but then she sees you, and that's just gone.
Yep.
I
It's
occasionally
become,
pass
hey, is it time to go visit that guy in the chair?
Yep. I occasionally pass them when I'm coming home from work, and if I have groceries, the dog will just walk by and stick its head in my grocery bag, and I just let it. I don't care. Like, yeah, check it out. Got some good stuff in
Dude.
there.
How many pit bulls have to freaking murder a human?
7.
I hate those dogs, legitimately. This might be
I've
the only
never
dog
had
I hate,
problems with
pit
pit
bulls.
bulls.
Bad
but-
experience or something?
That I feel I've just seen so many other people have bad experiences.
Well,
I
that's
had a
because it's
neighbor
such a
growing
popular
up.
animal for really bad dog owners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, they have the same bite force as golden retrievers. I'm pretty sure. It's just golden
Okay.
retrievers bought by better
golden
people.
retrievers weren't bred as fighting dogs.
I mean, this is fair.
It's
And
their
it's
instinct,
completely
it's their
valid to not
natural
like them.
reaction.
I get
Bred
that.
bred into them. They are just more aggressive than other dogs.
Every pet
And
bull I've met is
too
just the
strong.
biggest snuggle bug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
They just want all cuddles all day.
They just
Yeah.
get very, very defensive about a lot of things. So if you don't train them well, I've seen people have issues then.
I think that's just dogs in
Dogs,
general.
yeah.
Know what you're getting and give it the life it needs.
It's like when people insist on getting fucking huskies in like really hot weather climates. I'm like, that's bad for the dog, right?
Oh, I see
Oh,
them
yeah.
walking. Yeah, I see them walking around here, and I'm like, oh my god, that's just torture.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like people will have them in like deserts and shit. I'm like, you're hurting this dog physically at
Yeah.
that point.
Not only that, but denying them the comfort of laying in snow. Like when snow fell, my Malamute just was outside. We couldn't drag him in.
At
It's
least
just
Malamutes are a little bit better in terms of cold weather versus warm weather. Huskies, I
And
think, are the
I would
worst.
say
Mm.
you're denying the pit bull its natural pleasure of ripping the jugular out of a toddler.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's face it, Chihuahua would do that if it had the first opportunity.
I can start sending news articles in the chat, guys.
Oh,
It would
no,
be a
I know.
long time
Well,
posting.
Yeah. I mean, the difference is you can kick a field goal with a Chihuahua. So
Yeah, exactly. But as far as like its capability versus but little dogs are
The
always
problem
meanest.
is, it's got the aggression with the strength to make it dangerous.
Again, it comes down
And
to
it's
just
been
shitty
bred
owners.
to have the.
Mhm.
Yeah, I grew up in a town where dog fighting was very prevalent, and a lot of the people I knew from school, I lived real close to the city park and the public basketball courts, tennis courts, and track and all that stuff. And it was awesome because I could walk down there and there were 75 to 150 people down there all the time. So it was so easy to go socialize. But when I was about 14, I got a German Shepherd as a gift. And so I'd walk her, and she was great, super well trained, because when you're 13, 14, you don't have shit else you can do. You have no freedom. You can't, travel. You don't have a car. None of your friends do. So I spent all the time with that dog, and I'd walk her down there, and all my buddies that I knew from school, they'd be down there with their pit bulls, and it would be like 10 to 15 hanging around the basketball court. I'd go over, I'd speak, say hey, and they'd, come love on my dog and be like, now she's pretty big, because she was big. She was like 120 pounds. You think she could get, and these pit bulls were like the small fighting kind that looked like they may weigh 35, 40 pounds. And like, if you want a chance, you can come over on Thursday night and you can put her in. And I was like, fuck no, you idiot. I'm not doing that. And that was the argument on our honeymoon. The night, or after we got married, the third night of our honeymoon, we were leaving the next night. Michael Vick had been incarcerated like 6 months before, and my wife had never really experienced that type of the inner city lifestyle and the culture, and I dumbly took up the defensive side for a person like Michael Vick, who had been raised in that kind of situation, and just thought that the dog fighting was okay. And it completely ruined the third night of my honeymoon.
There's no way
you're in annulment territory there, Bo.
There's no way anyone with a conscience watches a dog fight and comes out thinking that's okay. I mean, you're watching two animals, two companion animals, man's best friend, creatures too friendly to fucking
were not
be on
to
this
be
earth.
Friendly. Or these ones weren't not trained and treated to be friendly. They were trained.
No, but
to
that's
do
their
exactly
natural
what they did.
state cope. It's the sauce that makes it that much more fucked up what they're doing.
Yeah, it was. And I didn't know any better. I never went to one. I never saw one. But it was very prevalent down. I can't remember the name of that street. I'm going to Google it.
Not to be rude and cut in here, but could we play some Pathfinder instead of talking about dog fights?
Yes.
Oh God, yes, please. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in the middle of the Temple of Avidar, there's a dog fighting ring.
Son of a bitch.
Cope lost his
So-
last 2 silver pieces, and he moved on.
Speaking of drinking at a tavern,
Mhm.
Merrick's going to get a nice glass of rum, spiced
Mhm.
rum.
Probably actually will do wine for Kier, but
How bad is the wine here? So I imagine like
probably awful.
Probably
rum
get some
or
good stuff,
vodka
too,
would
though.
probably be halfway decent here, but
Do you lose Michael?
Um,
Oh, there's.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got things that they call wine that comes out of a barrel that looks like it might contain wine.
I could maybe
And
have
they've
heard
got-
what wine was once.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You get many judgmental glances for ordering anything with an alcohol volume of lower than
40%.
yeah, lower than
So
rubbing
Theobald's-
alcohol. Got it.
Theobald's blending in. He orders the closest thing to poison. And I already know the answer. Yep.
He's sloshed. You're done for the day, bro.
When Theobald gets about halfway into his cup, he becomes a talky, sulky drunk. And he just starts rambling to Kier and Merrick about the past. He starts going, "You think this place is overwhelming? Back in my academy days, I was an apprentice to the illusionary school, along with a few other punks. We were basically just slave labor. you thought I was a piece of work, you should have met that cold-hearted bitch. Anywho, we had an academic excursion. Really, we just carried her bags into the Quantinium, capital of the magitocracy of Nex, down in the south. Now that was a wild city. Built vertically, flying palaces, open air labyrinths, hanging gardens, and the market district. You'd shit your pants when you saw that. Doorways into the shops were planar portals. You could step through into a blacksmith shop, buy ores from the plane of Earth, go across the street, get a notary from hell. God, thought that was the peak back in the day. Sorry, go ahead, Cal.
No, I was just quipping, but aren't they all?
It was at this moment Merrick knew he wants to get Theobald drunk every opportunity.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sophia's like overhearing this because she's at the same table. Like, man, that reminds me of that one time that I escaped a city for fear of my life with a bunch of weird dudes that my father was friends with. Good times.
Yeah.
Theobald takes another big swish of his rum, knocks it back down, continues the sulk, just carries on as if none of you are saying anything. Until we went outside the city. Countryside was desolate, barely had any life. The chemical runoffs from the mage's experiments, they just dumped directly into the rivers and bay. It was like a rainbow of different substances. And things that crawled out of that weren't natural. To the south, it's the south, you can see it. The mana waste. You ever seen light bleed? A reality crack? Storms that screamed.
Ooh.
The only thing that was out there was just wandering constructs made of flesh from their old wars. They kept it off the one road between the cities, but that's all there was out there. See, those mages, those big brains, had dreams of building something, leaving a mark. Every one of them, they wanted to be remembered into the future. They didn't give a damn about the wreckage they left in their path. They built a shining, gleaming city unlike anything else. Anything that fell outside their sightline, fuck it. Destroyed it, stripped what they wanted, left nothing but wreckage. Finishes his rum. That be a lesson to you. Unambitious fucks like me are the only ones that stop this place from being a hellhole.
Merrick will go ahead and toast to that.
I am flat on the bar.
Mm-hmm.
As I DC 10 fortitude, finish my cup. I'm gone.
Doc Brown style.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Back to the Future. How much has he had to drink? One.
Q just kind of silently looking into his glass, thinking about that quip about ambition and then unambitious, not destroying everything.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you are passed out, Merrick will at least, help make you look dignified. You're not passed out. Just have you slumped in a way and prop you up to make you look dark.
Lay your hands across your chest like Sleeping Beauty.
Put his finger in his nose, draw on his forehead.
I hope you don't need a wizard tonight.
Yeah.
I came back right at the tail end of that. Did he pass out drunk?
Yeah, he's sleepy now.
What part of it did you leave?
It's right at when you continued on with your speech after we quipped.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I explained it before. I'm having some issues.
Yep,
No worries. No, it's all good.
Yeah.
I just described how the nation of Nex outside of their cities was just like a desolate landscape devoid of life that's just filled with magical runoff and toxicity that the mages just basically pitched outside the city because they didn't care. And out of the south, there's the mana wastes where light bleeds, reality cracks, and storms scream in pain. And that was Theobald's experience with the fruits of ambition.
Procrastinators, leaders of tomorrow.
I just got that. That was funny.
Yep, that's my bit. I'm out of commission for the night.
Well, all this has happened so quick, and look at where we're at now. Jesus. But we're here for a reason, right? We're trying to find information on certain ruins.
I was going to say it before, but since we're at a bar, I was going to ask if I could use a diplomacy check to try to fish for information if anyone knows of, maybe it's not the ruins, but where we might be able to find the tribes, or if we can get directions to where they might be to question about that. Probably not trying to say exactly what we're looking for, because sketchy people.
Yeah, maybe just ask
Alright.
what sort of
Fishing for
ruins are
information,
around here.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a diplomacy.
Rolled a 2,
All right.
so 19.
You find a guy, an adventurer, we'll say, who says, I've never gotten close enough to those Sun Clan fellas, but I know they've got some of those Skull fellas out there. There's, you'd point on I imagine, well, I don't actually think any of you do have a map, but you'd give a brief description of the geographical location of a burial ground for the Skull Clan.
Actually, it might be good to see if we can get a map of the region. Sorry, mental. Nope.
Yeah, definitely something that you'd also be able to get here.
I am full pass down. I am sticking to my guns on that one.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, and I'm not there.
Oh, you're back at the end?
I would imagine it'd take me a little bit longer than that.
Okay. Well, looks like we're, just resting for the day, but I think it would be helpful. Yeah, I think we could just hang around here for a bit, just listen and see if we could get any sort of rumors, just get an idea of what's going on around the town and around the area, especially where adventures may be coming in and out. Yeah. Hello?
I don't really have a whole lot that we would be doing right now. So
I'm drunk.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm asking, Kier and.
I mean, it's end of the night.
Okay, so I think I'd like to use the rest of the time to just kind of eavesdrop and just kind of maybe even see if I could just see if there's any rumors going on about what the territory outside is and the areas that have been causing trouble, or at least I've been hit by Skull tribe or the Scalar Quad tribe. That'd be a diplomacy. Would that be perception?
That would have been information. That would have been information that Sophia pretty much already
Okay.
discerned the location with that diplomacy, that around the area where the Skull Clan would be operating out of right now.
So it's at least some information. So.
All right. Well, let's get Sleeping Beauty here back to the inn and just call it for the night.
We start carrying him up. Sophia's carrying the head. They're like, okay, watch for the corners. What? She rams him right into the frame of the stairs. Oh,
And it's not
feel
racist
tomorrow.
if they ask for it.
Have to get a little bit more liquor for the road. I mean,
Need to unpack that statement later.
Fair.
I didn't even hear what you said.
I said it's not racist if they ask for it. I
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
Around that time, Vic would be joining you guys again.
Hmm.
Could help carry him up. No explanation needed.
Yeah.
His dad was a bouncer. He grew up in a bar. These
Mhm.
things happen.
He's a dwarf.
Yeah, he kind of appreciates those who drink for the immediate effect.
All right, Theobard. As you tuck into your room for the night, who is are you all
What
getting
is the
different
room
rooms? Are you
situation?
share? Yeah.
I think it'd be good to get as few rooms as possible, just so we could.
I figured it would be like a couple rooms or something.
I would definitely be on
2
board
rooms?
with us getting a room and all trying to sleep together.
Sophia claims one bed first, summons her dad. He just stands there as a bodyguard the entire time.
yeah, you don't need to sleep.
Yep.
What is this? She shouldn't get the bed. The children should be on the floor.
Meanwhile, she's already probably passed out snoring.
And her dad's just staring at me and don't want to fight.
Judging me.
I think we'd probably get 2 rooms, just split,
Yeah.
half and half.
All the short
Right,
people
well,
in one room.
I have
It's
no
gonna
money,
run.
so
That's gonna run you guys. 5 silver pieces for each room.
Out of character, Theobard has
Oh yeah, if we need money, I was just gonna, while you're passed out, just raid your coin purse.
yeah, I was gonna say out of character, I have 1,852 gold pieces. So if I'm passed out, you just reach in there and take the coin.
Oh yeah, no,
Out
that
of
would definitely
character,
happen.
You have my blessing. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, when
All
you pay
right,
for-
so
I'm sure that would
who
happen.
is rooming with who?
I don't know, Sophia, Kier, and Vic, and then Theobard and Merrick in the other room. I was just saying because short people in one room, the other 2 in the other.
Yeah, works for me.
that works.
Or I guess since the
That
dad
makes
stuff
sense.
would
Bed-wise.
make it kind of crowded, maybe Vic in the room with Merrick and Theobard, and then Kier, Sophia, and her summoning in the other.
So we put the 2 smallest people in their own room.
Yeah.
This is terrible. No, that's terrible. I'm gonna put
Again,
the
she's
3
already passed
largest.
out. And just
I like how she's just like gradually just trying to get the room to herself.
Yeah. This is
Like,
like the negotiation of my wife here.
Here,
Kier,
diplomacy
Kier, you should sleep on the
diplomacy for
bed.
fast talking, trying to claim the one room by herself, like with the other small person.
Oh, hold on. He is no sense motive. Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
He shuts that shit down. Not taking that tongue from a teenager who's trying to get her own bed. Absolutely not.
Come on, he's the smallest one. He's the only one of you group that doesn't smell to high heaven.
You 2 are the smallest ones, and that's why you 2
And-
should be in a bed together. One other
Listen,
adult.
he
in the
smells like
second
a
bed,
bird.
and then the
You
other 2
smell
in
like-
that room.
You smell like a rodent of some kind. And
She's
Theobard
still
is
talking.
drunk. He smells like to high heaven.
No, I don't want
As a note, if any of you would have tried to come into Theobard's and Merrick's room, the door would have been stopped by
I love
Yeah,
that this
yeah.
became an
against the door.
argument.
Yeah, well,
These
Merrick kind
boys-
of just shut it down there. He has the door blocked, so Vic just has to come
Yep.
back into the room with her and him and her.
Meanwhile, the dad's just standing in the corner, like shaking his head.
All right, so who all is in Theobard's room?
Merrick
Theobard,
and the hypocrite.
Merrick,
That's the one
and
against
the
the door.
Hippogriff. Yep, and the Hippogriff, yeah,
Alright.
is sleeping against the door.
An eagle
Did-
or hippogriff?
Hippogriff form.
Nice.
Did you have anything to drink last night, Merrick?
Yeah, I did have a glass of rum. 14
Yeah,
save?
Yeah, give me a fortitude save.
Probably better than me. Yep.
Yeah, you're fine. Give me a perception check. Okay. Let me roll something here.
And would Nimbus also get a perception check?
Yeah, we'll say. Yeah.
You just tell us you're riding the flying Nimbus.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, Merrick, you groggily you awake to some thumping in your room in the middle of the night as you see the innkeeper going through your friend Theobard's belongings over there.
Hold on a second. What is he wearing? Does he have like any weapons or anything on him, or is he?
No,
Um,
not that you can
Yeah.
obviously see.
I think Merrick would just let out a whistle, and that would coax Nimbus on all fours and basically just start looming over, very menacingly, the the shopkeep as he's doing what he's doing. And I think at that point, Merrick would cast his light cantrip. What
He
you
would
doing?
back towards the doorway and go, "Oh,
How
sorry,
do
boss."
you wait? How do you get into the door? Because the door was blocked by
He's-
Hippogriff sleeping against it.
Just roll with it. You already got him in the
Okay.
corner.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm good with
Me
it.
too.
All right. What you
Fucking
got?
take the hippogriff into the room. Now that I think about it.
Oh, it
Um,
was just an
starts as an
eagle.
eagle.
It was just
So
an
you start
eagle.
as an eagle, and then he enlarged it. But
Yeah. No, I got you. So yeah, the
And
guy
like,
would
when
have been probably even all the more surprised that shit,
Yeah.
there's a hippogriff right there.
So he will look up at you, back up towards the door, and he'll say, "Oh, sorry, boss. Your friend here was a little sloshed, and he left his bag downstairs. So I came up here, and what do you know? What you fellas fell asleep, and you left the door cracked open. So I thought I'd just come in here. Didn't want to disturb you."
I would like back what you took.
You will find all of your friend's items in their appropriate compartments, I assure you.
Sense motive.
Yeah, give me the sense motive.
Trying a little bit of lag. 14.
Okay. Theobard, give me a 1d20 roll.
sure. Also, I realize I forgot I had the ring of sustenance, but I don't think that particularly affects passing out due to being drunk. So
I have 18 items. I guess I should have probably done a d10 or something. Because I was just going to make it your 18th
I
item in your
definitely
inventory
have
slot.
18 items. Let's see, hold on. 1,
I just
2,
realized that's quite a lot of items. I don't know if I usually carry that many.
12, 13, 14. I have 14, including my rations and my cheese wheel, but I've got
Why do you just
multiple
divide the number by
iterations.
half and do 9?
Yeah, let's just do that. What's your 9th item?
8, 9. My shawl of shadowy disguise. That's actually a pretty reasonable one to try to steal.
You see a bit of that shawl sticking out from under his sleeve as he waves his hands and goes, "I don't know what you're talking about."
At this point, Merrick's
Part
a
of me
little
wishes
unsure.
it was the cheat wheel.
Yeah, right. Hey,
Just to keep the meme going.
No,
He
but
stole my
Vincent's
Okay.
corner.
overpriced peas.
so
That was
actually, seeing just the little bit hidden on her sleeve, he's like, "Hey, you want to see a magic trick?" And at that point, I would like to do like the sleeve trick, the endless sleeve, ribbon from under the sleeve, and just almost treat it like, "Hey, look at this trick," and take it back that way. But is that something I could try to do? Just again, go with a
Imagine at this point it's just flavor. I don't think he's going to really be able to put up a fight against you.
Yeah, you can just go ahead. And I'll go, oh, wow, a real wizard staying here in my inn.
What can I say? I know.
Door shuts. He's packed up all the way.
Yep. Man.
You hear running down the hall, though. If you open the door to go and look, you see him nonchalantly walking until he turns the corner.
Okay. Yeah, he put the shawl back along with the stuff. Again, make sure Nimbus is positioned against the door, and then go back to bed.
That was you caught him and not me.
Right? I was looking through a bunch of my spells. I'm like, I don't have command anymore. I mean, anything else would just be aggressive.
Oh, I have some truly wonderful ways that would have spelled his death.
Oh,
I love the irony of a real wizard staying in my
Yep.
tavern with
Yep, yep.
Theobald passed out.
yeah, exactly. For if I had just a second longer to think of, like, Master Illusionist in this very room.
Retroactively, it's canon.
And I think Merrick will not let it be known because since he was such a good sport, letting him reclaim it, he's not going to tell Theobald, who would likely do something more retributively.
Yeah.
So,
hey, buddy, did you like your sanity?
trust me, I did you a favor.
Yeah.
You
Do you
did.
like being
Now-
able to see and hear? Because that's 2 spell slots, buddy.
Yep. You want to know what I did get kicked out of my home country? I catfished someone for 2 years.
I need
They were gonna
2
get
spell
married.
slots to Helen Keller your ass.
You'll have a full and fulfilling life with wife and children, and then I'll snap my fingers, and you realize that none of that was real. Trust me, when I'm done, you'll wish I just fireballed your ass.
Right?
Trap them in that what's the
Heck,
move
and some.
from Naruto where they just repeat over and over and
Yeah.
over again. The time
Yeah,
loop.
there'll probably be a stint where he does just keep casting fireball at you.
Yeah, there's a spell about that I'm going to talk to you about later, Michael, but I didn't take it this time. But it's not as impossible as it sounds.
All right.
Tell me when I can wake up.
Yeah, so that is all of the events for that night. In the next day.
How hungover is Theobald the next day?
I was like fucking burning in here.
I had to barricade the door somehow.
Hold on.
Man, I was drunk last night. I put my shawl in compartment C instead of compartment 2B. America's like, yeah.
Yeah, you got that. Oof.
Yeah, when you started wearing it and you thought you could just hide behind that curtain, it was pretty bad.
We're getting out of this overgrown spittoon with people living in it, right?
Yeah, we weren't able to find too much information last night, but not sure where else to look at this point beyond just asking people on the streets.
I just imagine like a little bit of faint light coming in through the window with like the shutters, and I just grab that shawl of disguise, barely noticing that's in a different place, and I just put it on, and when I pull it up, it puts a shadow over my face. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's better.
That's the stuff.
Yeah. Anything happened in the night one after I
This for
took it
me.
out?
No, pretty quiet. We just carried you back and piled into the rooms.
Let's go see if the other three are dead.
Knock on the other door. Probably earlier in the morning than some of them are used to.
The three, you open the door and the three in that room are dead, but you realize it's the next room over.
Oh, okay. Like, oh god, oh, okay. No, that's not them.
Looks like it was a Nadal one night stand in there. All right.
When
That's
they
what
say
came
one
later.
night, they mean it. Yeah, God damn it.
Yeah.
The other three still alive? Knock, knock, knock. Hello.
You.
I was gonna say Sophia answers the door with the worst bedhead you've ever seen on her. What?
We ready to get
Early.
going?
Ah,
It's morning.
ah. She shuts the door and just starts banging around and probably causes everyone else to wake up.
Oh, Vic's been awake. He's been reading his manual. I was ready to go an hour ago, but teenagers, I don't know. I don't understand where all the sleep goes with them.
Yeah, she's very not great waking up.
Does Kier have like some sort of amazing like coffee contraption that he just pulls out of his alchemist kit?
It does now.
He does now. Yes, this was.
I surgically
very nice.
modified my glands to produce caffeine directly. Into
I
my
wouldn't really
system.
coffee much so as I would call it caffeine extract directly injected into my adrenaline system.
Yes, this chemical injection I take, made by my friend Effenfeta. He calls it his means, so it's my Effenfetamines.
Mhm.
I'm in it now. Would anyone like to do some heroin?
Not today. We have traveling to do.
Very grown-up decision.
Prudent. We have traveling to do. It's a cocaine morning.
Yeah. Let me get my cocaine.
Indeed, the
gloves.
cocaine bar is over there towards the back of the room.
It's a cocaine afternoon and evening and 3
It's
a.m.
cocaine mornings in the morning.
Wait, do you have it in beverage form here?
That's
Coca-Cola?
one of my
No.
favorite things for my other campaign I'm running, where I gave them the magic item Disco Dust, which gives you the effects of haste, and they correctly clocked it as, wait, is this just cocaine? So it is extremely funny to me every encounter for them to be like, I don't know, should we shoot up some cocaine to help us out right now? They're carefully monitoring their reserves of cocaine so they can get to the end of the game.
All right, we need a
Yeah, I
campaign
feel
with
like when
both
you-
Disco Dust and Snurb.
Yep.
When you start using the in-universe names, it really gets rid of the punch. That's why I kept calling it a crack pipe when you fought that elf lady.
Mhm.
I supposedly didn't want you to imagine like a long wooden Gandalf pipe. I wanted you to imagine like a disgusting piece of glass.
Oh, yeah.
A tiny rose container from the convenience store.
All right. Well, I topped off all my rations, so there's nothing
I have
else.
15 still, and I can't buy more because I am broke.
I topped off to 25, so
I am out of rations. No, I have 2 more left. We only traveled for 2 days, right?
4 days or 5 days. Sorry.
Yeah, 5 days.
Shit. Yeah, I'm out. Can I sell
All right.
a kidney?
All right. How much? I still have some money. How much do people need? I'm loath to part with my coin, but it would be more inconvenient to drag your bloated starvation corpses around. So,
Starvation.
how much do people need?
I've got 20 rations at this point.
I have 15.
All right. So
How
here's
many?
1 gold coin for Sophia. Go get 10 more.
It's 10.
Oh,
One
sorry.
platinum?
Yeah,
2 per gold, but yeah.
2 per gold.
One
Sorry.
plat-
10 gold.
What one platinum?
Yeah, he won platinum. Yeah, that's a good one.
Did I give you the backup out of character? Richard, did I ever give you that wand of magic missiles? I don't think I did I?
You didn't.
He would pull out the wand of magic missiles and say, I don't accept charity, but I would sell you this, Theobald.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat, freak. Here's 10 gold coins. How many charges is on that wand?
I don't know. I was trying to look at what it's worth. 23.
All right. I will just.
I thought that one also had a caster level that was higher than base, but I can't remember.
It doesn't matter now with my staff like
Oh, yeah.
wands. It's whatever.
I forgot you
it's
have
fine.
that ability.
He's just gonna be better anyway. I already
you
have a
don't do
magic
any
missile.
do you do any transmutation or enchantment spells?
I do.
Because I have magnesium and keef that both add to the caster level of both of those if you ever need those.
Oh yeah. Well, I just remember. I don't do transmutation because it's one of my 2 opposed schools. My 2 opposed schools are necromancy and transmutation. Necromancy because it's a hack magic for cut rate magicians, and transmutation because hey, there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm an illusionist. I feel like transmutation is the opposite of illusion because one is about making stuff appear to not be what it is, and transmutation is about changing what is real.
Fair.
Also, I'm not going to do drugs, so keep that shit to yourself.
Well, you don't use them. Why does everyone keep thinking I'm using my drugs?
You're a little jumpy.
I'm
Those drugs
14
are
among
gateway.
adults. Who wouldn't be jumpy?
First of all, this is a downer, dumbass. Second of
Also,
Listen,
magnesium's not even a drug. That's a metal.
I just got this. Sophia's that kid that learned way too much about drugs from the DARE program. And is now weirdly expert on
You
it.
don't smoke it, you drop it.
well,
Well, I was
considering
gonna
her
offer
history,
if
she
you wanted some of
probably
my
learned
spirit
it
of wine, but never mind.
from the School of Lamb Do program. The D stands for do drugs. The O stands for open your mouth and do more drugs.
So yeah, that was 10 gold for Sophia, 10 gold for Vic. Anyone else need something? In this rare instance, I'm opening my coin purse for other people's benefit.
Do you think 20 days of rations is enough?
I think that's going to be enough for all of us because we can share.
Yeah, I've got
We did have to
We
get
can't
water
get
rations,
somewhere and back in less than 2/3 of a month. We might be slightly more fucked than that.
And I've got the create water cantrip, so I could
though. Oh yeah.
create 18 gallons per second or per
Uh-huh.
6 seconds.
Okay.
Oh yes, because we're talking about needing to pack a little bit lighter. I have been carrying around this cheese wheel for a while. And there's a
take that.
little bit of. Oh, okay. Add 1 cheese wheel to your
Already
inventory.
shoving it.
He jumped on
No,
that
you
quick.
don't have to carry it in your cheek.
How are you carrying it in your cheek?
Pulls it out, puts it in a candy haversack. It's much smaller than it looks.
Yeah. So add 1 cheese wheel, Cope. I paid 5 gold for that. It was fucking
Add
gross.
half a cheese wheel, Cope, because you already ate the other half.
Turning you into a were rat was the best thing I ever did.
I'm just waiting for
Forward to
the
next
D-Day
month.
where he actually turns into it in front of us.
Because you burned the one time it would work on you, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just bought another
That's
month.
burned.
Kick that can down the road. Figure it out later.
What'd you say? The procrastinators are the leaders of tomorrow?
Procrastinators are leaders of tomorrow.
No, it makes you go blind.
Progress.
All right, into the Cinderlands. Yeah.
So do we all need to get 20 days of rations?
I mean, I just got 20. I just gave you enough to get 10 more rations.
We gave you 10 gold. That's
That's
enough to get 20 rations. So
Holding on to
Doing
it.
stuff. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
20 days.
So if we can't find it by then, we could always teleport back.
Mm.
Okay.
But I did, and I would inform everybody that wasn't there for it that I did get some information about where the Skull Tribe are possibly residing. How good the information is kind of like hit or miss because it is here,
Mm.
but it's a lead at least.
Well, I say that should be our destination then.
So we set off as we exit the city, and I summon our mounts.
Give me just I will go ahead and move you guys over to the hex map we'll be using for traversing the Cinderlands. You guys can get a look at that before we end game tonight. But I need to actually move in a token to represent you guys. I just realized I never
So, do you think we'd be good
trimmed
if
that edge.
my character stayed above to get a little bit more vantage? And
What?
do a bit of scouting?
At this scale, the scouting is going to be kind of like we did in Dammer Hall. So you probably have a higher dexterity, which means you're going to be able to move more.
Mhm.
If you want to investigate some of these hexes. But we can also just traverse a path if that's what we want to do.
Mm.
And then go through it quickly. But we can also, if you want to scout ahead for certain things, I'm also fine with that.
Oh my god, you actually got to line up with the hex grid. It's fucking magic. I never do that on Roll20.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
I
Gotta
got
ask.
pretty good at it with Way of the Wicked.
Well, no. A normal grid, square grid is one thing. Hex grids
hex
are
grid. Yeah, that's
entirely different nightmare.
That's very fair. Yeah, no, I could see that.
I was able to do it reliably with Dammer Hall, but that's because I would just custom make the maps myself, and then I was able to precisely calculate the number of squares. But that's really hard with hexes because you get half
Yeah.
hexes around the edges.
That's fair.
So I will.
Yeah.
I'll need to talk to you about how you work that magic after, Michael.
I'm not sure I'd be able to tell you much. It was remarkably easy for me to do it. I just kind of scaled it up until they aligned. The map doesn't quite align like
Oh, yeah, you can kind of see a little of the borders
at the
cut
bottom
off.
there.
But
You can see, but
hey, that's still remarkable.
Yeah.
At least in my experience, because I am terrible at aligning hex grids.
I use
yeah.
Incarnate for all my maps. Any of our listeners, Incarnate's great. It's a little expensive.
Sponsor us.
Huh?
On the off chance, I was joking. I said
Sponsor us.
Oh,
On the off
Incarnate do
chance.
sponsor us.
Mhm.
Just forget everything controversial we've ever said, joking or
Yes.
otherwise.
That dogfighting thing an hour ago, we can cut that later.
I love all dogs, even the ones who kill babies.
There's no such thing as a bad dog.
There are such things as bad people. You see where I'm going?
Bad dog owners.
All right.
I do this. Nope. Okay. What's checking?
So, travel, like in Dammer Hall, is you're going to be going as fast as your slowest member. The minimum tiles you can move in a turn is 1, so you don't have to worry if you have scores under 10. But basically, the first number in your score dictates how many squares you can traverse in a day. So if you have over 10, you can move 1 square, but even if you have lower than that, you can move 1 square. And if you have 20 or above, you can move 2 squares. And then I don't think
20 or above what?
Dexterity.
You can move 2 squares.
I think I missed a part. Like 20 or more or what? To be
If
able
you
to move
can
2
move,
squares?
if you have a 20 or
gotta-
above dexterity, then you can move two of these hexes in a turn,
Okay.
because this represents a remarkable amount of overland travel for one person to be doing. So I figured it makes sense to have those wide gaps between the two. I also don't know what your guys' scores are right now, but
14,
14.
which is
14.
pretty good for a wizard.
I think a lot of us are 14s.
Oh.
I got 16.
I expected
dex
everyone to
and
only be moving
18
1
dex.
hex a turn.
Kier
Yeah,
probably
20.
has
It's my
25.
primary attack stat. So
Yeah.
Kier, you move on ahead.
All right.
So we're starting.
Yeah, we're gonna start down there. Let me just. I got a little distracted with.
Oh yeah. I was
Shit.
gonna see if I couldn't
I
get.
was supposed to be making this token to throw into Roll20 because I forgot I need a token to track you guys.
I just used one of those borders from the token tool, just with no image in the middle, and I thought that worked pretty well.
Yeah, we'll just throw this in here and it'll be good. Right on the token layer, yep. There we go. So here you are starting in Karamaga. You would have been told the Shoanti burial grounds. Oh, I've got that set to square. Measurements. I need it to be line. Well, it's not even. It's doing some weird shit now.
There we go.
Oh. Well, you're gonna need to go east from this map's perspective to get to the Shoanti burial grounds.
That's weird. If you put it on one of the hexes, they're too low. It makes it so it comes from the top. But if you go from the second row of hexes, it works.
Mm-hmm.
So you said we need to go east, so this direction?
Yeah.
Northeast?
Follow the river then.
Yeah.
We're looking for civilization.
I guess this would be the first one we go on then.
Mm-hmm.
Point to the one again, and I'll give you guys access after this, but we only got like 20 minutes left. I don't want to fiddle around with Roll20 right now. All right. Moving into this square. You see, moving along the river, a remarkable amount of wildlife, giant insects, those prehistoric cows, the aurochs,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah, the
Yep.
orcs.
Big
or
giant
whatever.
longhorn looking bambinos.
Mhm.
And they all come along this river to drink. But there is a remarkable piece here in the order of nature, as everything needs water to survive. But you guys don't encounter any locals or anything on tonight, so
Deducting rations.
yep, deduct any rations for tonight, and then we can move to the next hex.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do survival checks to see if I can mitigate our, especially since we're going along the river here? Do some hunting
I
to
would say
save rations.
give us a couple more days. You just described nature as being very serene, so we don't need to rock the boat yet.
Okay.
It's only a matter of time before we get attacked by a bullet or a fucking pterodactyl or something, and then we'll have all the meat we could smoke.
Fair, fair. Okay,
Then
continue.
just continue following the river east.
Yep.
All right. Following the river is much the same, though from the west you hear the stomping of hooves, and just over the horizon you can see smoke being kicked up behind horse. You recognize these as Shoanti burn riders, members of the Sun Clan, patrolling the vast plains. They are quite far away, so it wouldn't be hard to elude their detection.
That's Lalo.
Yeah. No sense rocking any boats.
What do we know about the Sun Clan?
They're pretty peeved about the whole being pushed out of their ancestral land thing, and they're
Okay.
keen to remind you of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Lalo. Would that be a stealth check or?
I think
No,
he said
no.
we're at a pretty good distance here, so
Okay,
just as long as
okay,
we
so
don't
good.
do stuff to draw attention.
All right. No problem.
Yeah, they seem to be moving on to handle business elsewhere.
No need to use magic or anything like that.
Yeah.
Rule 1 of magic, Sophia. If you can do something without casting a spell, do it that way.
But what if I'm tired and I just want to use my magic to pick something up for me while I'm in bed?
Don't be a bitch.
I'm going to keep grabbing things with Mage Hand when I don't want to get up.
It's gonna bite you in the ass one day.
I don't think I'm
Rations.
using Mage Mouth, so I think I'm fine.
Ration slowly floats towards Sophia's mouth.
I mean, weren't you just commenting yesterday on the perils of ambition? She's so anti-ambitious that she doesn't even get out of bed.
Also, was drunkenly commenting on how magic tore a hole in reality. So,
Yeah, while we're riding, because Sophia is very unobservant. I just picture it as she's just like leaning back and like laying on the horse that she summoned, and literally using Mage Hand to just eat food while they're riding.
You're getting crumbs on my saddlebag.
Her perception is 0, so I think it tracks.
you're gonna get lots of sunburn that way. Not to mention saddle sores all the way up your spine.
I can hear you over my delicious meal that I'm having. I say as I'm eating the worst jerky I've ever eaten.
Some fucking horrible dried amphibian of some sort. I don't know. You bought it in
Or
Caramaga.
meat.
Oh god, it's lizard folk meat.
It's most likely hardtack, which is basically just water, flour, and salt. It has almost 0 nutrition, but it makes you feel full and you don't starve to death.
Yeah. And it's hard as a brick.
Those are terrible rations. I'm getting me beef jerky. It costs like a gold piece.
There's a variety of things. Does amuse me that this one channel on so it's like, oh, it's a pound of food, and he gets like the lowest density food available, like slices of apples counted towards the pound. It's like, that's not travel food, man. He did do another video I saw.
I
Where he
read
has
a
actually-
modern I read a modern D&D novel that finally explained what the fuck iron rations were. Which was it was a dwarven ration that it's a wafer like the size of a small saucer that's flat and gray. And they call it an iron ration because you bite into it with your teeth will crack because it's too hard. So you actually need to take like a dagger or a chisel, you need to break off a chunk of it, and then you soak it in water, and then it
Dip it in
becomes
your
like a
drink.
gruel that tastes like dog shit, but it's incredibly nutritious. And it's
Soylent Green
incredibly
is
hard.
dwarf.
Yeah, and it's incredibly hard, like almost metal hard, hence iron ration. Exterior means that it just will not perish. You can have it in the rain, you can have it in fire, you can beat it over someone's head. It's fine.
Use it as a weapon
like
for
that.
a while. Like, hey, there's some blood on it. Just scrape it off.
Use the iron
Somebody
ration
tried to
as a
steal it.
weapon.
But I can't believe it took all these years of being in the hobby for me to finally learn that's what iron rations were. And they called them iron because it's literally the consistency of
Hard.
iron.
I like that.
All right, I deduct my rations if we want to continue following the river.
Continuing to travel across the sandy, yeah. What direction are you guys going?
We are
Oh.
heading east.
Yep.
Moving up into the east, you for the first time see what looks like a small smokestack coming from the south, or sort of the southeast.
Mhm.
Should we check it out?
Open. It's your job.
On it. Yeah, so I will.
I can give you invisibility before you go.
Yeah, that would be appreciated.
How long does that last?
It lasts minutes,
Minutes
so
per level.
I'll be enough.
What about greater?
I don't think
Rounds.
Yeah, we don't need.
I don't
Yeah, we
think
don't need to go
you pick
greater.
up that high a spell. Yeah.
Also, greater only lasts rounds because it doesn't go away when you
Yeah.
attack. So
So take to the air and perception check to scout it. So could you describe it to me again real quick? It's a
Just smoke
Yeah,
we saw
smoke.
to the southeast.
okay.
There's a campfire.
Would I be able to get high enough where oh no, I'm invisible. Doesn't matter. All right. So yeah, I would fly over, keeping well high enough and to see them, but in a place they probably wouldn't be looking, and just see what I could find about the source of the smoke. Perception check.
From your perspective, you can see the smoke is probably coming from somewhere over here. But from that high up, you're not going to see much specific.
Okay.
And upward. Kind of figured.
All right, so I'd return and say, well, we'll be going past it if we keep following the river. Can't really make out too much of the source. Can I get, even if I can't identify the source, if to be able to see it that far away, would I at least get an idea? Is it a big fire? Is it a campfire? Can I do a survival check to just get an idea of like what the nature of the fire might be, like burning town?
Yeah, you can give me a survival. Yeah, from this far away, you can't say fire.
Okay.
The smoke black or white?
It's black.
All right, so that means it's still actively burning. If
Okay.
it's still going tomorrow, it's not like it's
Yeah.
going to be a forest fire, so it's probably a cook fire then.
Yeah.
If it was a
Be a heck of a
campfire, it would
cook.
probably be white by now.
Well, it'd be a heck of a. I guess. How far can
Bonfires.
you see smoke in the distance?
Well, these are flatlands in a desert, so we
Fair.
have much higher visibility.
Fair.
You know,
fair.
I grew up in the mountains of Northern California. That you'd never find a campfire in that, but that's because we had elevation changes in trees.
Well, just smoke in general. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, I could. That was like me legitimately asking myself, how
Yeah.
far could you see a trail of smoke? Yeah.
Yeah, one of those skills I didn't realize I picked up on. I'm really knowledgeable about what different kinds of smoke and different formations of it mean. All right, I say we follow the river for one more day, and then we can go south.
Agreed.
All right. Following down the river, you start to notice on these craggy peaks, as the terrain starts to get less flat, skulls set up on the peaks, an eerie sort of warning sign.
Is there any sort of knowledge I can do to know if this is a traditional marking sign of the Skull Clan?
Yes. Give me a knowledge religion. Or
Knowledge religion.
a knowledge, I would say geography or local.
Religion is my best. Natural 20, 37.
Yes, this sounds like the business of Pharasma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're likely on the right track then. These idols are a form of worship of the goddess that we would know as Pharasma. Most Shoanti tribes are animist in belief system, but they still honor many of the same gods that we do as sort of great spirits.
Do you want? Is the smoke trail still off in the distance to the south?
It would have gone away by now.
Okay.
Yeah, they're moving. Nomadic, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. No, I don't think Theobald would think of that. I was trying to think of like, oh, knowledge skills to predict where they're moving if we could head them off. And then out of character, I'm like, Theobald's a brainy guy, but I don't think he would know about tracking and traveling and cutting ahead of people. That's
or necessarily
knowing
if I
about.
want to.
Well, yeah, we need to find these people.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
But you know, I it's just one of those things where like he may know about geography and religious symbols and how nature works, but that doesn't mean he's like an Aragorn who's like, judging by how these are laid out, we can know the direction they're traveling. He wouldn't know that. I don't have any points in survival.
Right. Merrick might be
Dick
able to
is very
figure
good
something
at
out.
that. That's part of his Inquisitor training, I guess we're going to call it. Is that he can think about the people, add his knowledge, and then out of character, half his level for survival, for tracking. If we want to let him do that.
I mean, do we want to go south and see if we could locate, or at least see what the camp was and see what we could find out about it?
Well, if you let him study the desert real quick for a minute, maybe he can pick up some tracks. He's got a pretty hefty
We're not at the
bonus
camp
to it.
yet. We're still way out, but you can try.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw survival out there to see if I can, in the dunes, get an idea.
I mean, that
where
if you want, you
they
can
may
make
have
that
come
your
and go.
yeah, just make that your like activity for the day is as we travel. That's just kind of how you're occupying yourself, keeping an eye out for Any signs of a caravan that might be coming to or from water?
Hmm.
Uh,
It's no other kind of survival that he gets these bonuses. It's
Let me
just
see.
like trying to follow and track people because of his inquisitiveness.
Yeah, I'm gonna check something really quick.
Well, he's doing that. I'll be back. I have to use the restroom again. I'll be back.
What you need to do?
He's almost time.
Slip by. So yeah, those two levels put Vic at his most extreme melee position.
Mhm.
Like he has now peaked. But I'm wondering if power attack is going to be the negative on power attack now is -3, so that kind of hurts.
Sorry, are we waiting on someone?
Richard was in the
Richard.
bathroom again.
Okay, gotcha.
If it's not mission critical, he's probably fine if we're still just walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna see if we were gonna progress to this next square because that'll give us a good point to end it.
Yeah. And we can just
Okay.
give it a
Did
second.
that. Wait for him.
Stuff to end exactly at 11. We paid the meter, right? Just drop another quarter in.
Never catch you that fast.
I will say, as you guys being able to see so far into the distance.
Mm.
What's up?
You cut out for a sec.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as you
And it's always at the most opportune
Yeah.
times. Like
Yeah, it's
Danny
always
says,
when it's
"I
the
will
most
say,"
vital
and it's blank.
information as well. It is truly like earlier when you're telling about the Herald of Zon-Kuthon. It's like you learned about the Dark Lord, Herald of Zon-Kuthon. Like the exact name in the middle is what was missed, but we got the other information. It is truly uncanny.
It is, and
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
just
There was
go blank for 4 seconds. It's like it pauses, and so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we lose a word, but sometimes when it picks back up after 3 seconds, it's everything you had said. So it's
Mhm.
just hit or
There-
miss.
these big pauses. I think started really becoming a problem after the tornado came and fucking destroyed everything. I'm pretty sure they still haven't
Mhm.
fixed whatever infrastructure was there.
Yeah.
Looking at this fucking dog shit.
Hey, Loki, do you still have Blessing of the Watch?
No.
Okay,
No,
I'm
I
just gonna-
trained out my
I'm gonna
last
delete-
cleric level.
delete that buff. So
But
you've gone
with-
full hunter now?
Hunter with 4 levels of monk, Zen archer, and I got clustered shots this level, so
No more DR.
it's right. Well, don't have to get through it as much. It's a lot easier to manage.
I didn't take the spell because there's a very fun level 6 evocation spell. I think it was the Ray of Assessment, where it's described as a multicolored twisting drill of a ray. When you hit someone with a ranged touch attack, it does 2d6 electrical damage, 2d6 acid damage, 2d6 fire damage, and 2d6 cold damage. And whichever one does the most damage, it then takes 46 persistent damage of that type for the next
I'm
1 to
back.
4 rounds.
Oh,
It's
that's cool.
explicitly saying you want to know what this sucker's immune or vulnerable to, so hit it all at once.
Right.
Sorry, guys, I'm back. I wasn't
you
sure
go.
what
No
happened
worries.
if I was gone.
So good. No, we held off.
Okay.
All right, Michael,
Sorry,
go.
my stomach's starting to hurt.
Is Michael there?
He's muted.
I was muted. Moving down into this hex, you guys begin to know
You guys begin to
hills in the
notice.
ground. You think?
There
I
you
think
go.
I think that was just me looking for
Okay.
a word, guys. Let's
Okay.
hold off.
Sorry.
Come on.
Now
Fair,
you're
fair,
Well,
now
you
you're
know, we just
messing
had a
with us.
discussion about it.
Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
These rocky mounds in the ground, and then you notice one as you start to approach this area, and then they just start doubling, 2, then 4, then 8, until as far as the eye you can see are these rocky mounds, until it dawns upon you that these are the burial mounds of the Skull Clan. And at that moment, you see skeletons popping their heads up over these mounds, but you realize that they are just men and women with the visage of a skeleton painted onto their face as they raise their bow to you and start shouting at you in a language none of you understand.
The Shoanti language?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Do you speak Shoanti?
I do.
Theobard?
Yeah, so does Vic.
Okay, well, Theobard understands it, and they would be saying something along the lines of, why have you trespassed upon these hallowed ground, outsiders?
And I imagine that's the army or cliffhanger for next time.
Yeah.
Can you do some Indian war chants for us?
No, but you can.
Not gonna
All right.
do it.
Let's stop the recording before we do that,
Yeah.
just in case.
I'd
I
like
never
to see
know with
that.
cope. Okay.
thing.
Look, I've got like 0.03% Indian blood, so it's okay.
Are you sure about that?
Let's
So
let's call it a session to stop the.
we have
Yeah.